Yo, 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 what's going on out the fight? Well, it's your boy Money back with another one, man. And we talking boxing. We talking boxing. I know I ain't been on the last stream in a minute. Last stream I was doing was the Dillian White. But you know, I had a little tragedy in the family, man. So we here, fam. My brother Kwame's me too. Devin Booker salute. Look at my brother Kwame up here too. Javon Perry for brother Mike Brown. Trent New Jersey to keep my head back on straight. Just got finished listening to Main Man. They scared. Boom, boom. To get my head back on straight. Shayna, what's going on, beautiful queen? How you doing, love? We gonna set some things straight today. Baby Lori, what's going down, beautiful queen? How you doing? Appreciate that, Devin Booker, brother. Much love, much respect, man. Chilling, man. Trying to hang in there, man. Lost my damn close ass cousin, bro. Shit hurt me. Damn. Yeah, come on, man. Love the bones. Appreciate that, fam. Much love, much appreciated, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Shayna, thank you. Yeah, he didn't have life insurance, so whatever y'all donate or whatever y'all show love with, I will be, you know what I'm saying, giving it to his mama so we can help put the man in the ground. You know what I'm saying, giving it to his mama so we can help put. Appreciate that, Marcus Davis, bro. If they get Corman in the building, y'all know we can go ahead and start cooking up. But I know y'all seen this past Saturday, Dillian White went out there and got his knockout back over Ruslan Provodnikov. So salute to him for redeeming himself. John, appreciate you, bro. D Lucky, what's going down, bro? Bruce Gold, what's going down? How you feeling? Cassandra Mason, how you doing, Queen? But yeah, salute to Dillian White, man, on getting this going out there. I think it was the fourth round, if I'm not mistaken. But he went out there and got his knockout back. So you gotta, you know, give credit where credit is due. Because to be honest with you, I thought maybe Prevetkin probably would have knocked his ass out again. Even though I felt like Dylan White was gonna win the fight. But I didn't know if he was gonna be in the right spot. I didn't know how he was gonna come out and fight, what game plan he was gonna have. Prevetkin, he just I don't know. I don't know if he trained for the fight or what. Devin Booker, I don't know, bro. He just looked at too damn old in the ring, like. But nonetheless, yeah. In the first fight, Dylan White was beating his ass and dropping him. He just, I'm saying, happened to slip the jab, a lazy ass jab, and catch his ass with an uppercut and put his ass out. Cassandra, thank you, Queen. I just got off of Burning Lab, and man, them dudes out there. Oh no, yeah, yeah. So we gonna touch on it all, bro. Wait for Kwame to get up in here, but we gonna touch on it all because I got a video coming out as well. I got a video coming out as well. To call Bud out on his bullshit. And like I said, I respect Terrance Boy Crawford. No hate towards him. Don't want to see shit bad happen to him. Right? Still go root for him. As long as he ain't fighting the man named Errol Spence, I'm gonna root for him. But we gonna debunk that shit. We gonna debunk it. Cause it's pure bullshit what he's saying. Right? Pure bullshit. Him saying he was calling out these fighters at 140. But he said one name at 140. One name. I respect him, man, Brandon, but you got exactly, bro. Ain't nobody keeping it real no more, man. That's why we at where we at. That's why we at where the fuck we at. Cause nobody can keep it real no more, and everybody wanna, And then when you do speak the truth, you got to be a motherfucking fanboy or a nut ride or some shit like that. You feel me?
What's good with you, Monty?
Kwame, what's going down, bro? How you feeling?
I can't complain, brother. How are you?
Chilling, man. Yeah, cause he full of shit with what he's talking. Hell yeah, Chief Big Ticket, bro. Full of it, you hear me? But we got my bro Kwame on, man. We'll start cooking. Kwame, I know you seen the fight this Saturday, right?
I caught the highlights of the fight. I don't have this
Yeah, the highlights were almost like the fight. You hear me? Seriously, bro.
I heard Dillian. I mean, Povetkin, his ring walk. It looked like he was drunk. I heard so much of that just in the comments before I even got to check the highlights out of the fight. But it's real to me. It's really interesting now that a lot of these UK fighters now, with all the heat that Wilder got for talking about gloves and spike stuff, we keep hearing that people are checking or checking for those things or basically stating things could be happening like that. So I mean, I don't want to really open that can of worms, but
Shit, you could because that's if it's in the water. So if it's in the water, it ain't like you just speaking bullshit. You know what I mean?
uh,
The truth is the truth, bro. Like what Tyson Fury say? He came out his own mouth and said, "Bruce Goes, thank you so much for the donation, my brother. Much love, much appreciated, fam." Tyson Fury came out his own mouth and said when he was over in some country, he didn't want to drink the water.
uh,
He said, "I'm not gonna drink the water because we know what can happen with the doping situation. Won't fool me with that trick." He said he waited till he got home to drink water. And he said he was thirsty as hell. He could have drunk a gallon of water. So that's just to
damn.
let you know what's going on. Trey Fanner's going down. OG, how you feeling, fam?
Salute to you, Cassandra Mason.
But yeah, nonetheless, bro, it was just he was in the ring. He just looked at old, too fucking old. I'm like, God damn. Dylan White on this motherfucker. He making this motherfucker look like he Muhammad Ali. You feel me? But nonetheless, like I say, even in the first fight, he was beating Povetkin ass. He just caught him with a fucking uppercut and put his ass out. PGA Big Dog was going down, fam. So I wasn't surprised by the knockout. I was really thinking like, what the fuck he gonna come out with? But he got wild at times again to where Povetkin, if he would have caught his ass with that shot, he could have put his ass out again. But I knew for a fact that and Lori dropped the link, love. I knew for a fact that when I seen how he was hitting Povetkin ass, I knew it. I said, yeah, he gonna knock him out. This shit ain't going that long. I knew it was going under 7. I
Mm.
knew it was going past no 7 rounds. I knew
Hey,
that for a
Lori.
fact. Hey,
Yeah,
Uncle Juice.
yeah. The last fight. I mean, I got to see that on YouTube, and I mean, he was winning that fight until he got caught. But that's boxing. I mean, it takes one. It takes one punch, damn near in any division, especially the heavyweight division. So, White just had to sharpen his tools, get back in there, and make sure he can get slept again. And he came and avenged his loss. So, we'll see. I mean, I'm never too impressed with Dillian White though. I mean, he just don't cut it for me.
Facts. Seen boxing going down, fam. How you feeling, champ? I need all y'all, man. If y'all over on Facebook, show some love. Click the link that Lori Reed dropped. Go over there and follow one of the hottest boxing pages on Facebook. You know what I mean? And loyalty promotion in boxing. And then I want y'all to go over and follow my brother Kwame. Kwame, if you could drop the link, bro, if you're in position to.
I'll see what I could do.
And drop and follow my brother boxing page, man. Good ass boxing page. You can get busy over there as long as you ain't on no bullshit or Facebook will kick your ass out.
Facts.
Bro, when they kick me, real times, for real, bro.
I,
I
th- I
don't even
think
want to debate. I don't even
I,
want to debate people. I just want to tell them to pop up on the show.
I think they got Keon today too.
Yeah,
Keon
they
only
got
good.
Keon today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keon only good for about 3 comments. If he on his ass once he get on
yeah, bro. Like, man, it's
there.
crazy. Say think Harold Knight made it. Nah, man, Povetkin was just shot. Just done. Yeah. But make sure y'all do that, man. But gotta get credit where credit is due. He got the W. Put himself back in position. Right
Right.
now, everybody talking about they want to see him and Wilder. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what's next for Dillian White. We know he will take a Wilder fight. We know that for a fact, right? So we'll see what's next for him. We'll see what's up with Wilder. What they want to do. What they want to do. I won't mind saying that though. How about you, Kwame? Wilder and Dillian White.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think it would be an exciting fight. I think Dillian White's going to get stretched. I mean, I mean, Wilder knows how to use his length. So, and we've already seen Dillian White knocked out a couple times. So, I mean, I got Wilder, man.
120%, I do. Think Wilder knock us down, boy, his damn block off. And I want to see it because man, I ain't like Dylan White dog. That dude just rubbed me the wrong way, bro. He just
Same
talk
here.
all the shit in the world.
Same here.
Talk all the shit in the world, bro. But I'm seeing people saying they was coming off Bernie Page. Yeah, we just saying that, Cassandra. Probably it's a possibility. Okay. So never mind. You just answered. Yeah, it's a possibility though, Cassandra. I want to see it. I damn sure want to see it just to get his ass. Like that'll end his career. Boy, talking about a big stage. Okay, y'all. I want y'all to go. If y'all on Facebook, click that link and go show love to my brother Kwame boxing page. Loyalty said Kwame. Let him know.
Loyal to the Game Boxing and Sports 2. And you also can subscribe to Loyal to the Game
Yeah.
Boxing on YouTube as well.
We about to cook one, man. We about to set some shit on.
Yeah, let's get it popping, man. I mean, I'm very disappointed. I mean, I still can't get over the things Crawford has been saying in this last week. Even today with the whole Twitter stuff, and I think the Twitter stuff today basically everything kind of it's I think it's getting to him now that he's seeing that some of his own fans are starting to turn on him. That is starting to bother him, and I mean, rightfully so because a lot of stuff. I just feel like a lot of stuff he's saying is very is he's like he's contradicting himself in the stuff that he's saying because I mean, actively he says, okay, the fight's behind me on the zone.
Yeah, Devin
Uh,
Booker, that's me, bro. That's me, fam. I appreciate you, my brother. Much love, much appreciated, fam.
yeah, so he's saying, the fight is behind him, and it don't work that way. I'm not gonna fight when they want me to fight, and it don't work that way. But he hasn't even announced a fight yet
Right. Hold
because
on.
he's
Let me check the present for him real fast, for me, because I know
okay.
you finna cook and I know you're ready to go. And they got the two. When you talking about breaking the motherfucker down, they got the two best niggas on this motherfucker to put that shit in perspective. But one missing in motherfucking Keon.
Facts.
All right, y'all. So he come out. I done heard it all. This Terrance Boy Crawford, and mind you, I still got love for Terrance Boy Crawford. But when I see all this bullshit being directed towards Errol Spence and the energy ain't being directed in the right place, then we got to come out and we got to speak on. Because like I say, people don't speak, keep it real no more. Man, my brother Devin Blocker, thank you so much, chat. Much love, much appreciated, fam. Much love, much appreciated. People don't keep it real no more, dog. So now, right now, we're going to keep it real. And Kwame, you know that boy Jackal Fitness, he had the nerve to come out and come over here, right?
Hmm.
He had the nerve to come over here and tell me, Monty, you ain't stop it, Monty, you ain't solid. Right. So when I went and put a post together for his ass and I tagged his ass in it, telling him you are very welcome to come to my fucking channel on my page and show me. I mean, well, explain to me how I'm not solid. For whatever reason you think, right?
Right.
And I want all y'all to know this Jackal Fitness dude, he probably in the background in this motherfucker. Now he want to come up and say, "Oh, I ain't a blogger." I mean, what he say? I'm not a debater. You great debater, all this shit, right? But I'm not solid for Ralph ESJ. When you was on this motherfucker, and I'm talking about y'all, I heard ESJ shirts on. Oh, Team Spence, so it don't make sense, right?
Mm.
See what had happened, Kwame? I don't think he was on my Instagram then, right? Errol came out and said that the nigga ain't his cousin. You feel me?
Oh, that was it. That was in my group too. So I got a story on that as well. So
I'm gonna let you get
go ahead.
yours.
Go.
So, I'm
Yeah.
right there, right? So, he come hit me up on one of my posts and shit like, yeah, money, tell your mans, to fight Crawford. It was something. I still got the post. I'll find it and let y'all know. But I'm like, what the fuck coming from you? Like I was in the blind a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
wait a minute, what you mean? Like, is you joking or you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. But then he got to start getting serious about the shit. So I'm like, oh, you niggas then switched up, huh? So
Mm.
I ended up tagging Errol as in the post. Errol came on there commenting like, man, this dude ain't even my cousin, bro. This ain't even my real cousin. Oh yeah, man, but but your uncle was a solid dude, and this, that, and all that shit. So I'm like, oh, so this nigga ain't even the real blood me out here hating and shit. So we went back and forth and shit. So I guess he felt some type of way. And I ain't really even say shit disrespectful to him on the post. My brother BLTB was getting his ass more than I was getting his ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I still had a little respect for the nigga. And I was still going on this motherfucking on this little motherfucking YouTube page with one or two motherfuckers over there sitting in this shit cooking with his ass, but he want to come out and say that shit. So I hit his ass up and told him, come on over. If you saying I'm not solid, homie, come on over and prove to me, bro. Come
Facts.
prove to me, because there's always the motherfuckers that switch up and ain't the solid ones that try to tell you that you ain't solid.
Solid. Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So go look your motherfucking self in the mirror and tell yourself you ain't solid, homie. Cause I know how I get down and where I roll at.
Facts.
You feel
Yeah.
me?
I tell you,
Punch
so
drunk as let's do. Look at this. That's why I say we ain't got shit to do with no punch drunk or nothing like that. Say and see. Appreciate the love, fam. Much love, much appreciate. You come into my punch drunk, expose y'all. What you mean expose y'all? You know what I mean? We on something totally different. And so, somebody expose him and get him the fuck up out of here. Now you gonna be exposed to that. Coming over on some stupid ass shit.
yeah, it was interesting, Monty. So I'll tell you my quick story with Jackal Fitness. When I went down to Texas for the Ocampo fight, a couple of us we all had met up at this sports bar called Bombshells, and it was him and another brother from New York who came in and introduced themselves and was like, "Yo, I'm EJ cousin and blah 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 blah."
Shana, thank you so much, love. Much love, much appreciated, Queen. My bad.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah,
bro.
it's cool. Yeah, he was like, "Yo, I'm EJ cousin. This, that, and the third, blah blah blah." He was showing us all kind of videos of him running up on Crawford, and I ain't gonna put all the business out there, but he's basically just trying to show that he had more, you know, inside information than a normal person to show credibility to try to build credibility with everybody on what he was saying in terms of him being related. So I mean, I just took it for what it was, and it was cool. And I thought he was a pretty solid dude. So, he was in my group a little to the game, the first one that was up, and he was a supporter. He used to hit me up and be like, "Yo, this the dopest boxing group," and blah 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 blah. And then whatever happened between him and the Spence family, it just all switched up. It was like he had a vendetta out on anybody who was posting anything positive about EJ, and it threw me off because he was the main person. Like he hit me with the, "Oh, you the number one Spence fan, or you should be on Spence's you should run his fan page or something." And I'm like, "Yo, is this dude serious? Like he's the one who was saying that he was related to dude." So for what I heard, he got aired out by Spence auntie on the phone, like really bad, like all kind of mother effers and this and that. And after that happened, dude just switched up, and I mean, him and he had words with me, and I had words with him, and then he left the group, and then that was that. But it's incredible to see how people switch sides based on you know who is hot and who they act that they know or who they're cool with at that moment. I think, listen, me personally, I think it's corny, right? Like I've met Derek, I've met Errol, I speak to Derek, and he a cool dude. Now, if Derek for some reason doesn't do something that I may want him to do, I'm not going to turn on him because I know that anything he does for me is a favor. And I think what happens a lot of times is, people, well, you can't do first time you tell a person no. If you tell a person yes all the time, and the first time you tell that person no, it's like they don't really know how to handle that no. They'll switch. You could do 100 good things for a person, and then the one time you do something that they don't approve of, they switch up on you, man. So I mean, I take it as a grain of salt. When I was in New York, I went to the Lamont Peterson fight. Derek, the one that let me into juniors with them after hours when EJ and everybody was in there. It was Derek who did that for me. It was Derek who did a bunch of things, for me. So just because I know somebody that may have an issue with Derek, it don't mean I have to have an issue with him because you got an issue with him. I can only go off of how someone treats me. If the person treat me good, then I'm good with them until they treat me bad. And if a person says no to me, I know how to take no, because
Yeah,
everything
no, take
can't
the
be
note, man.
everything can't be a yes.
Exactly, man. Because that's how these dudes get down, bro. Someone something go that way, get to crying like a little bitch, and that's exactly what it was. You feel me? I don't know if Errol must have turned his ass down for an interview or whatever the situation was, or some shit like that. But you can see how when they switch up, they just don't switch up. Every time they switch up, they want to run the Crawford side.
Right,
Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, that just show you how sucker y'all is, bro. Like, him and Crawford ain't got no Earl. Let's get this out there right now. Earl Spence and Terrance Crawford, they don't have real beef, everybody.
right,
It's
right.
boxing beef. Of
Boxing
course, they
beef.
want to face each other, but it's not real beef to where they want to see a motherfucker get hurt or in a position where you can just say, fuck a motherfucker, ain't shit. You know what I mean? So these cats, they crazy, bro. They crazy. And they think they go over there and kiss ass and, oh, well, I'm a root for Terrance Bud Crawford. Or I'm going to say these good things about Bud. Like, after you just said a million, like, if you just said, fuck me 1,000,001 times, right? Right? If you said fuck me 1,000,001 times, and now all of a sudden you get into it with some motherfucker on that side that you was with who was saying fuck me 1,000,001 times, and you think you're gonna come over here and just kick it with me and yeah, man, you know you this man. If you don't get the fuck out of my face somewhere, you
Facts.
feel me? I don't know
Yeah,
what they think should be like. These niggas be weird as fuck out here in these streets, bro.
yeah.
Word.
Mind you, the situation really was this: like he's cool with Gary Russell Jr. and Gary Russell Jr. people, and he doesn't like how I guess PBC and Al Heyman do Gary Russell Jr., which he's entitled to that. But you have to understand that if you're out here advertising yourself as Errol Spence's cousin, you can't publicly be talking bad about the PBC on the internet. You feel me? So that's
Mhm.
kind of where a lot of it started, was just based on him being upset with how PBC treats Gary Russell Jr. But like I said, if the PBC is paid, because I was fooled too, because I kept saying to him like, and DMs like, yo, this your cousin, like you can't be saying this type of stuff, because like that could put him in a bad space.
But let
But
me say this, man. Let me say this. This is a thing where people be saying how PBC is treating Gary Russell, right? It was fights on the table for Gary. It just wasn't the fights that he wanted, right? Errol Spence wanted Sean Porter. Errol Spence wanted Keith Thurman. Errol Spence wanted Danny Garcia. He couldn't get him. But guess what? There was fights on the table for Errol Spence, and he took them. He
right,
took them, bro. My man, Wakando, thank you so much, man. Much love, much appreciated, fam. He took them. Gary Russell didn't want those fights, so he set his damn self on the sideline. He said out his own mouth, yeah, it was fights on the table, but it wasn't the money that I wanted, so I didn't fight. He wanted Leo Santa Cruz, he wanted the big fights, and he couldn't get them. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
Al, it ain't like Al just said fuck Gary Russell or because
right,
this. You know what I'm saying? It was a situation where he had fights on the table that he turned down that he didn't want. You know, and that's why his career went the way it went. Instead of you staying busy inside the ring. So when people be looking at Gary Russell, that's a misconstrued little topic they be talking about or the narratives they be putting out. It's all false, bro. Because Al put fights on the table for the man, bro.
right,
Put fights on the table for him. You know, so if PBC was that bad for Gary, Gary got the right to leave. You ain't on the contract with a promoter, shit like that. You got the right to go sign to a Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hearn, a Bob Erm, or whomever else that's out there, Golden Boy, wherever you want to go. You feel me? So something good really got to be happening to his ass if it's like that, you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, Floyd said the same thing when he was at top rank in the beginning of his career. He said he used to just say, "Hey, give me the fight." He didn't care if the fight was for $7,500. He said,
Yeah.
"Fuck it." He just want to fight. And I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. You have to put yourself out there to fight, and it may not go the way that you want it to go. But one of the things that I've noticed for the blue chip fighters for the PBC, it may not come right when they want it, but they always wind up getting into the big fights. It's just a matter of being patient, and then you also have to be loyal to who you're signed with. Because here's one of the things I noticed: fighters will say that shit about Al Heyman, and you'll see fighters in way worse situations with these other old school promoters who don't give a shit, and they don't say nothing. You
Facts.
you know they don't say nothing. And I've always said that's kind of always has been an issue, and especially amongst, I say, black fighters, and just black people in general. It's sometimes I noticed it when I was in a position of leadership at work. I had a black sales team, and it's hard for people. It's sometimes hard for black people to take direction from another black person. I would see my manager come in, and they knew that he didn't care nothing about them the way I did. and he'll say the same thing, or he'll say it in an even worse way, and they won't say nothing about it. They'll just go right along with it and complain later. But with you or with me, they're gonna go say something to the public like it's a problem. So, it is what it is. I mean, Gary Russell, he's a great
hold
fighter.
that thought, my man. Remember you said what you said, because that's gonna fit right in with what we finna get to talking about, bro. So let me get to it, y'all. We're gonna get into it now. Let's get into it. Now, Bud Crawford, he went on his Twitter rant, everybody. Lord, thank you so much, Queen. Much love, much appreciated, love. Thank you so much. All right, so now Terrance Crawford came out and he said, I done heard it all, but glove up. Right? Hold on, family. Here I come. So I can get this shit perfect. Because like I say, they go tell all these motherfucking lies and narratives, but we gonna speak the truth, bro. All right, here you go. They say, I done it all, but glove up. I'm over it. Laugh out loud. When I say it's a wrap, then that's that. He said, when I say it's a wrap, then that's that. It's over with. Don't ask me about it no more. And I'm done talking about it. My bad for giving y'all real facts. A lot of y'all still gonna be mad at me. He didn't beat nobody. Oh, wait. Y'all gonna act like I wasn't calling out these guys when I was at 140? Right? So he said he was calling these dudes out at 140. Wait, tell him get a belt first. If anybody been following my career and not listening to the nonsense that people say, then you'll know I've tried to fight all the champions in my division years ago. What more do y'all want? Talk is cheap. That's why I just show up. So he said he been trying to fight all these champions years ago, right? So what the fuck does that mean? If we being realistic, what the fuck does that mean? You supposed to stop trying to fight him because you're a champion? You know what I mean? But he said he was calling all these dudes out at 140, Kwame. I can't wait to put this video out, bro. And I ain't want to do this type of shit to Terrance Boy Crawford, but he put this type of shit on himself, bro. He bring this on himself. And his little crew and his little family, right? Who always think they want to be right and shit like that. Be wrong as fuck. Be wrong as fuck, family. Now, his first fight was Thomas Delorme, right? Shayna said they dropped the WO belt. His first fight at 140 was Thomas Delorme, everybody. Right? His first fight was Thomas Delorme.
That stuff. But now, how about the fight itself? Through the first 5 rounds, it looked like my coaches told me to don't let him feel it again. Then, as you can see, in that 6th round, I went will him to sleep. We've seen you fight so many different styles, orthodox, southpaw, coming forward. I feel like I can do whatever. As long as I train hard, put my mind to it, I can do whatever. Let's take a look at the first knockdown and tell me what. See, I wasn't throwing the hook. Was there anything about fighting at 140 pounds? Now, I know you quickly, you're at 140 pounds now. Your plans in the near future? Well, as you can see, I leave that up to these 2 men, along with Cameron Duncan, and they're going to come up with a great plan. Well, it'd be a really great plan if maybe it's the winner of our next fight. Thanks, Terrance.
Okay, now that's Thomas Delorme, everybody. Did that sound like he said anybody's name from the PBC yet? And Max Kelly was saying, Kwame, it'll be really nice if you can fight the winner of Marcus. It was Lucas Matisse. And let's see who was fighting on that night.
That's right. Why not?
Hold on.
Roy, you heard from Terrance Crawford. He feels stronger at 140 pounds. You got Matisse and Provodnikov.
Matisse and Provodnikov. Right? He said leave it up to Bob Erm and Cam Duncan, his manager and his promoter. Didn't sound like you wanted to fight a PBC boy then. Right?
Team Pacquiao team, unless it's for Manny Pacquiao.
This is his second fight. He took on Diary Jean at 140 pounds.
Right. And now you're here, but you're not there yet, pay-per-view yet, unless maybe, which is the talk now, that you are next for Manny Pacquiao on pay-per-view in April, and what is said to be his final fight. Your thoughts? I'll make it happen. I'm ready.
Cashman, what's going
I'm
down?
gonna let my handlers, Cameron Duncan, Brian McIntyre, talk to Bob Arum and Team Pacquiao team, and let's see if we can make that happen. And finally, how do you see a matchup of you, Terrance Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao? Just gotta watch it and see. It's gonna be.
That's that regime, Kwame. Did you hear any Errol Spence, Terrance Crawford? Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia? Nope. That's his second fight at 140. Right? That's his second fight. Larry Jane. Third fight, Henry Hank Lundy.
And he feels like he's too close as a friend with Tim Brad.
Henry Hank Lundy.
That was taking a lot out of me. But I'm here now.
World Combat, thank you so much, my brother. Much love, much appreciated, family.
You're hitting guys with more explosive power, maybe, than we saw a little bit earlier. Is this something new, or is it just what the...
My brother Omega, thank you so much, fam. Much love, much appreciated,
I was
fam.
kicking myself to make 135. And that was taking a lot out of me. But I'm here now, and I want to thank God for blessing me with this victory. I want to thank all my New York fans out there, all my Omaha fans that came out here to see me. You know, that's mad love. I appreciate it, and I love y'all for that. Real stuff. So at 140, Terrance Crawford is not only a guy who can switch up orthodox southpaw, but he's a knockout artist. Oh, man, I told everybody, I got power in both hands. And I'm blessed with the boxing ability and the IQ that I have. That's going to take me a long way in this boxing game. What's next, Terrance? Ask this man right here. Who do you want next? What do you want to be next? Whoever. As you can see, I never ducked anyone. I took all fights. Anybody that wanted to fight me, I asked Bob, put me in there with whoever, and that's his decision and my manager's decision, and they make it happen. I'll just train and fight. Congratulations again. Look forward to seeing you fighting again real soon.
Third fight, Kwame. Did you hear Errol Spence?
I didn't hear no one.
Did you hear Thurman or Porter?
I ain't hear it.
That's the third fight now. That's Hank Lundy. Fourth fight, Victor Poster now. Victor Poster, everybody. We gonna put forward. I just want to set the stage.
Go ahead, brother.
I just want to set the stage so they won't be like, we just talking shit and we just making up shit. All I want to do is set the stage, bro. Hold on, family. I got it. 1 second, y'all. So here we go.
To watch you fight. Manny Pacquiao is coming to not only pack the play. Okay, so you've now won this fight. You're obviously the #1 fighter at 140 pounds. You're one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. You have a contingent of fans who not only pack the place in Omaha, but travel with you to New York and Las Vegas. Manny Pacquiao is coming back.
Slow.
Tell me your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao. It's whatever. I let my coaches handle that. You know, like I told y'all a million times, I'm a fighter.
Once
I fight
again.
anybody. I let everybody else do the rest of it. Wouldn't you want that to be your next fight? Of course, anybody. I'm looking for all the biggest, best fights to get me to that next level. Terrance, congratulations. It's a pleasure to watch you fight.
As y'all can see,
Shut up.
y'all, that's the fourth fight. And let me make sure I'm staying up. Hold on, make sure I'm staying on code. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all Victor Poster. Then we got John Molina. Here we go with old John Molina.
So, Terry, preparing for that. Molina a dominant champion, sometimes you're not going to get the credit for.
Now I want y'all to see, Kwame, the one that continued to try to get him to fight Errol Spence was Max Kellerman, because he saw what Errol was doing at 147 and what he was doing at 140.
Wins that you and knocked him out. How do you get around this issue of without him? None of this would be possible. But we know that you're interested in fighting Pacquiao. Do you think that fight can be a reality in the near future? That's up to Bob, Errol, and my managers and my coaches. Of course, I would love to fight Pacquiao, but you know it's a business. In the event that you don't get Pacquiao, is there another fighter in or around your weight class that you think you can make a big fight with? Well, right now, anybody with a title. Anybody with a title. Ricky Burns or the newly crowned IBF champion. I want them belts. If I can't get Pacquiao, I want them. At welterweight, there are some names there, although there may be promotional or network issues, but one that jumps out to me as a different kind of talent is Errol Spence. Do you think eventually someone like that can be a big opponent for you? Yeah, of course, but he at 147, I'm at 140. He may be moving up, but sure, that'd be a great fight. Terrance, congratulations. Always a pleasure to watch you.
Does that sound like a call out on me?
Nah, I mean, what's interesting is he talked about him moving up.
About him moving up. That ain't sound like a call out to me, right?
Nah, man.
That's the fifth fight, everybody. Now here we go with Phyllis Diaz.
Best pound for pound fight, the case for yourself. In a pound for pound conversation, your name, bleed, sweat, put our life on the line for us. Be remembered in the sport of boxing. Thanks, Terrance. Look forward to seeing you. That's the only fight out there where you will be pushed.
There we go, y'all.
Pacquiao.
Hold on, sorry, y'all.
147 pounds. Do you think makes a big fight with you where you will be pushed? Pacquiao. That's the only fight out there that we're really looking for. If not, Ndongo here, he came to my fight.
Ndongo.
Wherever you at, Keith Thurman, whoever, let's go.
First name he said. Keith Thurman.
Do you think Pacquiao at this stage in his career is likely to fight you? Who knows? Hey, that's not up to me. I'm a fighter. That's up to my promoter, Bob Errol. He got a fight that he's preparing for right now. So he's more focused on this fight than anything else. Like I said, I'm just blessed to get the victory and be here today amongst everybody. In boxing, unfortunately, the case is nowadays a lot of times when.
Now, y'all, we just said now the last fight was Julius Ndongo, and I couldn't find a post fight on that one. I don't know where the hell it was at, but I got it on my damn television. I can't find my damn TV to hear what name he called out then. But I do remember, right, when he beat Julius Ndongo, became undisputed. Mikey Garcia came to the 147-pound division, right? And everybody wanted him to fight Mikey Garcia, but he said, I'm on my way up. So if Mikey want to fight me, he has to come up. But now, Kwame, this man said, at 140, he was calling out all the champions, right? Let me go back and let y'all know what he said out his mouth, right? If anybody been following my career, I like Monty Brown, I like Kwame, and a lot of y'all that's over in the chat, and not listen to the nonsense that people say, then you'll know I've tried to fight all the champions in my division years ago. What more do you want? Talk is cheap. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Y'all gonna act like I wasn't calling out these guys when I was at 140. At 140. Now, we just said up here, y'all, we went through all his fights at 140, right? Minus the Julius Ndongo fight. And he said he been calling these guys out since he was at 140. But my brother Bud, you said one name, two names, but you said Thurman name at the end, and that's the motherfucker you was chasing at 147. But as we say, Kwame, at 140, the fight he was trying to get, as we always allude to, Manny Pacquiao.
Facts.
Manny Pacquiao, y'all. And he moved to the fucking He was at 140. I think it was 2015, if I'm not mistaken, or 16. Let's see when he fought Thomas Delorme. 2015, April 2015. We're in 21. That's 6 years. That's 6 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
6 years you've been chasing Manny Pacquiao. 6. 6 years you've been chasing Manny Pacquiao, bro. But you sit up here and make it as if you've been chasing Errol Spence for motherfucking 12. You feel me?
Yep.
But we just debunked that shit, Kwame. We just debunked it. Him calling out all these fighters at 140. At 140.
Yeah.
But go ahead, you can cook on it, Kwame. I'll cook out.
I think you know what, man. It's sad, bro, because sometimes you could be around people or your camp, and you can hear stuff so much from your fans that you start to believe it yourself, even if it ain't fact. Because clearly, this is what's happening. Because I mean, film and tape don't lie. We haven't heard. I mean, he was asked about Errol Spence. He was asked by Max Kellerman, and we all heard his answer. And basically all he's been trying to do is chase Manny Pacquiao. But I mean, listen, man. I mean, this guy has had a built-in excuse from the time he moved up to 147. Because I remember when Bud Crawford first moved up to 147, Bob Arum came out in an interview and said that Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and Danny
Wait,
Garcia.
let me stop you 1 second, my brother. Please don't lose your train of thought. Andrew Charles, he say Bud is tired of the bullshit from Team Spence. I don't blame him. Spence fans shitting on him 24/7 is also not helping anything. That's how I feel, bro. Well, you just heard what you want to hear, then, my brother. Because when you say he tired of the bullshit from Errol Spence, do y'all know that? Like that's why the video I got coming out is gonna prove everything. Y'all go see who was throwing insults first and who was showing love at first. You feel me? Y'all quickly to forget. Y'all quick to forget, bro. You feel me? So at the end of the day, this video gonna prove it all. But Spence fans don't shit on no Terrance Bud Crawford because Spence fans was Terrance Bud Crawford fans.
Facts.
So I can debunk that easy, bro. So y'all gotta know y'all history, man. Know what's going on. But go ahead, Kwame, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Because one of the things I remember is when Errol Spence was coming up and getting all those knockouts from Van Herten to Algieri to Bondu to Kell Brook. There were a lot of people that were hating on him and saying he didn't fight anybody and saying he was a hype job. I remember there was a lot of that going on. And then as soon as they found someone that they thought would give him a good fight or could possibly beat him, which was Terrance Bud Crawford, all these people jumped on that side. Without their and it just seems to be like a campaign. No matter what Spence says or doesn't say, it's a problem. No matter what Bud says or doesn't say, they support it. Even after you posted all these receipts. Like this is not something that Bud could say, oh, it was an accident, because he just tweeted this shit this morning about calling these people out. And I remember when he came to 147, Bob Arum said they didn't want to fight Danny Garcia. They didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. And they didn't want to fight Sean Porter because none of these guys are elite. Those words came out of Bob Arum's mouth. So what was interesting to me was he said that going into the Jeff Horn fight, he said that going into the Benavidez fight, and then if you play the post conference from the Benavidez fight, Terrance Crawford said he wants all the champions, which is confusing to me because I believe Keith Thurman was on a layoff at that time. He didn't even come back and fight yet. So you have your promoter saying you don't want to fight these guys because they're not that good. And then you're saying that you want to fight all the champions, but you never once named a fighter. And I'll never forget, there was another interview that Errol did as well. And someone asked him after the Benavidez fight, he said, they said, Crawford called you out. And Errol said, he ain't called me out because he never said my name. He says, when I call somebody out, I say their name. Like I've been calling out Keith Thurman. I say Keith Thurman's name. So to me, this is just a whole bunch of cap. And basically what's going on is he's just kind of in his feelings. And I think this is such a easy thing to talk about and to debunk, because all you have to do is just take a look at who Spence has fought at 147, who Crawford has fought at 147. All you have to do is take a look at the pay-per-views they sold, and see who's a draw and who's not a draw. And a lot of people don't want to get into that, but I just find it interesting. Only in this situation do the rules of negotiating pay-per-view fights, they don't want them to apply. It was good enough for Floyd Mayweather when he fought Arturo Gatti, right? He made less than Arturo Gatti. It was good enough for Floyd Mayweather, who was pound for pound, when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. But for some reason, and you got to think, Floyd's first pay-per-view when he fought Arturo Gatti did 340,000 pay-per-view buys. And this is when pay-per-view, people weren't, there was no streaming and stuff. People may have had a hot cable box, but most people had to pay for these pay-per-views. He did 340. He went into...
Oh, man, I got to stop you again, my brother, and I'm sorry. Andrew Charles, you can get a link, my brother. Just say yes. You can get a link. Just put yes down there. You say we got to circle the wagon. You don't have to defend Bud from the chat. You can get up on this thing with me and Kwame and defend him. Go ahead, Kwame, bro.
Yeah. So like I said, Floyd does 360,000. 340. His first pay-per-view. He goes into a fight with De La Hoya. He makes half the money that De La Hoya has. So then people say, oh, well, you can't compare Floyd to De La Hoya. You can't compare Spence to De La Hoya. We're not comparing Spence to De La Hoya. What we're doing is comparing situations. One guy's a pay-per-view fighter. One guy's a pay-per-view draw. One guy is brand new to pay-per-view. One guy has sold way more pay-per-views than the other. Now, I've just never heard of a situation where in a negotiation, you just shut down a whole negotiation and say, well, I sold less than you, but if I don't make more money than you, then the fight, I don't want the fight. I just don't understand the logic of Bud Crawford right now and his so-called fan base. I don't understand where they're coming from with the logic behind all of this, because it seems that every month or every 2 months, the story is switching up. I don't understand how you can say the fight is behind me now when the fight's actually in front of you. And Spence is talking about, we're going to see who's holding the fight up after I get my third belt. The truth of the matter is this. Bud Crawford, whether you like it or not, you re-signed with the wrong person. People don't like to hear that, but that's just what it is. And if your promoter could tell Devin Haney that to his face, when Devin Haney was talking about fighting his mandatory and Lomachenko, and he could tell Devin Haney that you signed to the wrong person, then we could tell the same thing to you. You signed with the wrong person. You had a chance to go to the side where all the top fighters were at, but you decided to, do what you wanted to do over there at ESPN, and that's your business. No one have a problem with that. But you know what? You have to lay in the bed that you made. Bob Arum didn't have a plan for you. Al Heyman had a plan for Spence. At some point, it's interesting. That's why I like, no matter what people said about LeBron James when he made his decision to go to Miami Heat, or with Kevin Durant making the decision to go to the Warriors, fans are going to say whatever they're going to say, but we're in an era now where athletes have the power, because we see that these owners of sports franchises or these promoters have showed us time and time again, that there is no loyalty. It's business. And if you don't think it's just business, well, why isn't the Sean Porter fight made yet? Because it's business. They're going to do what's in the best interest for their own pocket.
Let me say this, man. I never said you was disrespecting in the chat. I just said if you want to defend them, you can get up on this panel instead of you write from the chat, bro. You can bring a different voice to the conversation. I don't got no problem with it. Not at all. But don't say that, oh, we got to ride a narrative or we got to spin the wagon or whatever the hell you said. You know what I'm saying? And it's not true. Show us a fact that I didn't say. Say something that That ain't the fact that Kwame said. You know what I mean?
You know,
You gotta prove to us, bro. We ain't dealing with feelings. Deal with the
yeah.
facts, bro.
We gotta deal with the facts. Another thing, we talk about timeline, right? Which makes this whole thing. I don't want to fight Spence now. Is behind me kind of suspect. Is we all know Spence was in a car accident, and people asked Crawford about him fighting Spence next. And Crawford, out his own mouth, said, "I don't want to fight Errol Spence next after the accident because if I beat him, I'm not going to get the credit I deserve." So you yourself, Crawford, X'd yourself out of the first fight back with Errol Spence, which was Danny Garcia. So what's the big deal now? I'm trying to understand. You know, you act like this guy's fought 3, 4, 5 people since he's been back. He's basically saying he's going to fight one more person and then you guys could get it on. You know, so I'm just a little confused on what has changed. You say so many different things, you know, about the fight being behind you, and you don't, you know, it's not going to happen when they want it to happen, and it don't work that way. But you was at 140 calling out Manny Pacquiao. There's not even a fight announced with Sean Porter today because you still waiting to see what's going to happen with Manny Pacquiao. So you don't have a problem waiting. You have a problem with waiting for the Errol Spence fight, and it's behind you. But for some reason, the Manny Pacquiao fight isn't behind you. I mean, at some point, you know, I know this for myself. If I'm chasing a female, and she keeps, and for some reason she's not giving me the answer I want in 6 years, I'm out. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something else. So either there's an issue with how Terrance Bud Crawford feels.
CJ508, appreciate that love, fam. Much love, much appreciated.
Yeah, either there's an issue with how you know, Bud Crawford feels towards Errol Spence personally, or there's an issue with, you know, how he feels that he's not getting. He's not. My belief is he's just not happy with how his career is going based on what fights he's been able to get and what fights he's not been able to get with the team that he's with. And you can't be mad at someone else for doing what's best for their career. Their job is not to rescue you and do what's best for your career. Spence's job is to do what's best for himself and his family. That's what his job is to do. It's not to save you from signing with the wrong person and then this person can't get you big fights. So the only fight that people are talking about that they want you to have is with Spence, but Spence has to halt and stop everything he's doing to appease y'all. His job is to, like he said, I want to be the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. That's what he's doing. He got 2 belts. He's working on his 3rd belt. If you wanted to be in the mix to have 2 belts, if you wanted to be in the mix to have a 50-50 split, you should have signed with PBC, and you should have got in there. You know,
coming up, big bro. Coming up right now.
Yeah, you should have got in there and mixed it up with the likes of a Keith Thurman. You should have got up in there and mixed it. Matter of fact, I say this: when you got to 147, if you had all the belts, meaning you was undisputed and you had all the belts, you could have went into any sanctioning body. You had all the belts. You could have went to the WBC. You could have went to the IBF. You know, you could have went into the WBA. Jeff, because Top Rank already had the WBO belt with Jeff Horn. That shit wasn't going to go nowhere. They would have made another fight with Jeff Horn with someone else with Top Rank and kept the belt over there. So if you wanted all of these fights with all these champions, why you went the route of going to the WBO? If you was calling all these guys out, if somebody was easy food over there with PBC, how come you didn't go over there and get a belt from one of the other sanctioning bodies, one of the other champions? But you know, that has a lot to do with they wanted to groom you a certain way. They had their own plan for you, and that plan sucked.
Black, hold on, Black, check Instagram, bro. Hell yeah.
That plan sucked, man. At the end of the day, the plan sucked, and now you pissed off about EJ doing his thing, and you got to get past that. You the same feelings and animosity he got towards EJ, he need to have that towards Bob Arum. He should have been demanded that fight with Sean Porter.
Knockout, what's going on, bro? It's starting to feel like jealousy, bro.
It is. I said this a long time ago. It is jealousy.
Yeah, like that's what it's coming down to. Like I say, they want to sit up here and talk about, and like I fuck with Bud, but we ain't finna sugarcoat shit. They want to sit up here and talk about Bud did this, he did that, he created all this, he did more than Errol Spence. Well, then that should be telling you something. If Errol Spence will come in a short period of time, right, and be on a bigger level than him, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's saying a lot. If you saying I did all this, I did this, that, and the third, I've been in the game. Well, this man knockout. Did I say knockout 86? What's going down, bro? But this man been in the game shorter than you, a shorter time than you, and you done did 3 divisions, right? Undisputed and all that shit. And he did 1 division and is a unified champion, and his name bigger than yours, and his numbers are bigger than yours.
Facts.
What's that saying, bro?
Facts.
But there's shit on that. They won't praise that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, right? Fighting the best of the best get you called a bitch ass nigga by people. See what I'm saying?
Right.
You out here fighting the best motherfuckers out here. You putting in the heavy duty, all the work, and you the one getting called a bitch ass nigga. You feel me? But then they come back. Oh well, he said this. Oh, he said that. Okay, bro. All right. He told the man he's not leaving the division without fighting him. And like you said, Kwame, if he wanted to be a unified champion, Jaden Thompson, what's going down? He should have been on his motherfucking promoter neck to be in the pot to either get the Manny Pacquiao fight when he had a scrap, or to put yourself in position to fight Ugas right now. But right now, you still trying to get the Manny Pacquiao fight. They asked you on Akim Barak, okay, you talked to Sean Porter, and you said this, that, and all this shit. You told him to stay on the standby, and if your plans don't work, you'll revisit that. And he said, oh, who is it, Pacquiao? Yes, Pacquiao. Bro, Pacquiao, hey, Coach, what's up, Coach? I see you out there, big dog. I see you. Pacquiao's in position to fight Mikey Garcia, man. Now, he hoping the Mikey Garcia fight don't happen so they can have a chance. So now you on the sideline waiting to see if the Mikey fight fall through instead of taking the fight that's right there for you right now, bro, that's even credible like a Manny Pacquiao. Now, I'm not knocking you. I'm not pissed off that you're trying to get a Pacquiao fight. Because if Errol fit to fight Ugas, you got to fight somebody, right? So you do explore all your options. You do wait until the last. You do wait until Pacquiao signs some damn contract that he's fighting somebody, and you can wait till the last minute to see if you do that shit. But when you wait till the last minute, Kwame, who's gonna be there waiting for your ass? You feel me? Is Sean Porter fit to stay on the line and let you drag this shit all the way out, hoping you get a Manny Pacquiao fight, or do Sean Porter say, you know what, man, fuck this shit? You know what I'm saying? I got to fight, dog. And he go sign somebody, and now you lost the Porter fight, and now you don't got the Manny fight, and now you still sitting your ass right here, and you got to fight a motherfucking John Doe 1 and motherfucking John Doe 2. You see what I'm saying? Facts. So it goes down to what the fuck do you really want to do? Because, like I say, man, it's starting to feel like just jealousy, bro. Pure jealousy, and it's starting to be sad on his end, on his family end, on Bomac end. With Bomac talking about we had him over there. We do what the fuck we want to do. I say, okay, y'all do what the fuck y'all want to do, right? But y'all don't run this man's show. And this man gonna do what the fuck he want to do. And if this man a motherfucking A-side and he giving y'all the offer and y'all turn it down, then what you expect? You think a motherfucker finna sit back and wait for y'all to feel good, or y'all, oh yeah, we want it now? Nah, bro, the game don't work like that. It don't work like that, bro. And y'all motherfuckers ain't the one sending the contract. So what are you talking about? What's up to my big bro Black? What's going down, OG?
What's up, homie?
Chilling, big dog. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling lovely, man. Feeling lovely. It's all good over here. You know
salute to you, Black Fight fan.
What's up, Kwame, man? How you doing, my brother? Good to be on the panel with you, man.
Appreciate it, man. I feel like I'm with one of the greats on the panel, man.
Shit, you in, man. What you talking about? Shit.
But go ahead, Black, big dog. You can go ahead and kill him.
No, man. I mean, I ain't come to kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? I do got my pistol though, but I ain't come to kill nobody. You understand me? But look, you know, it's two things that I really want to point out to your people, man. Two big things. I seen. I don't think you read it or something like that. One of the fellas in the chat was saying, you know, they be getting tired of Spence fans shitting on Crawford and all that type of shit. Well, look, man. I want to tell y'all this, and I need y'all to understand this. This is the sport of boxing. This is what it have came to. And Crawford understand that, his team understand that, his people understand, and then I'm gonna say it in the words of me and Bo make when we be having conversations and we talking to shit. We call it popping popcorn. You understand what I'm saying? Is this how this shit go? You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gonna be out here. And that's how we building fights because before fans was doing this kind of shit, you know, jaw jacking and shit like that. A lot of these black fighters, you know, in particular, was not getting no notoriety, and people were saying they weren't worth shit. They didn't have no fan base. They didn't have no vocal. They didn't have nothing behind them. They was just, you know, these motherfuckers that the Mexicans had to feed. You know what I'm saying? And they had to do. It ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Now people like Errol, Spence, Bud, Crawford, they got big following. People is checking for them because it's storyline. Devin Haney is storylines and shit attached to them that people is interested in them. They got buzzes and shit like that. Things that people like Gary Russell and shit didn't have when he was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Now these guys have legitimate fan base attached to analytics and things like that, and people can see when the motherfucker making a video about Errol Spence or Terrance Crawford, it's 500, 600, 1,000 people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Before, that shit couldn't be measured. So if that is the shit that have made them rich, that is the shit that put them in line to get ESPN deals and Fox deals and shit like that. That's the shit that have put their ism on a whole nother platform. And if you can't understand that, then you don't understand the business. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of you people they talk that shit, but you know about the business and this and this and that. And if you as a fan in the 21st century, you have to understand the business of boxing. And you know what I'm saying? And as a fighter, you can't be so fucking sensitive to where you take this shit personal and this shit bog you down and wear you out. And I'm gonna tell you something. I told Terrance Crawford this personally. You understand what I'm saying? On a phone call here, I said, man, don't pay attention to this internet shit because this internet shit ain't real. It's for play. You understand what I'm saying? You're a professional fighter. Get your money and let that shit brew up around you. You know what I'm saying? If you was any kind of player or any kind of boss or trill type dude, you would understand that. But that's not the but on the flip side of that, maybe he do understand that, but he placating to his people. You know what I'm saying? That's not for me to say what he is or what he ain't doing. But I'm gonna say this just from the standpoint, just from that standpoint, I need y'all to understand that don't fall into the politics of these boxers and shit like that. And what they and them motherfuckers, because these motherfuckers got willow sticks and hocus pocus shit, all this kind of bullshit with them as well. These motherfuckers these motherfuckers in 21 is not like the motherfuckers from back in the day. I need y'all to understand it. They not like Hagler, they not like Hearn, they not like motherfucking, they not like them guys. They ain't cut from their cloth. It's a lot of Rudy Poo, skinny jean, weirdo motherfuckers out here in boxing now. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that cry real tears and shit over bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to understand that. You know, so don't ever misconstrue what your real psyche of a fighter is from 30 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm also get to my second point to why I reached in. I think this is ignored a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the context of the fight. And I think it needs to be highlighted. But Errol Spence, and I say this all the time, Errol Spence gave Bob Arum and ESPN, him and Al Heyman, gave them a number, an amount of money that it would take Errol Spence to come over to ESPN to give them that fight. So I think y'all really need to understand it. Bob Arum in turn said that fight is not big enough. That's when he got that number, he started coming back saying that fight had to be built.
Yep.
When Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford met up amongst each other in Oklahoma, when Errol Spence got in his car, and I'm in Dallas, just in case y'all don't know, I'm from the D. He got in his car, drove 3.5 hours to get to Terrance Crawford to meet him because he had never seen him face to face. So a girl, and one of his homeboys who pushed him up there in the car. They jumped on 35, jumped on 35 North. You know what I'm saying, and pushed up to OKC. You understand what I'm saying? Pulled up in the bitch and jumped out. You understand what I'm saying? 3 deep with a brawl included. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they got into the face-to-face banter. You know what I'm saying? And that's when that face-to-face banter and stuff started kicking around. Bob Arum was there as well, and he promised to get a hold of Al Heyman through all the commotion and stuff like that. And within about 2 weeks or so, I believe, I could be reaching, but within a matter of weeks, Bob Arum was able to set up that meeting with Errol Spence's advisor Al Heyman. And in that meeting, which this gets left out, in that meeting, Bob Arum, Top Rank, ESPN was given a price tag on what it would cost to bring Errol Spence over to ESPN without a cross promotional deal. Mm-hmm. They have had the opportunity to make the fight. Okay, and if Errol Spence, and if y'all don't make that fight at that point, now Errol Spence, and that also in that meeting, Errol Spence told him. He told and before he did that, Errol Spence was on my show and told all the people that fuck with us that's on this platform now, he told us that he was going to get all the belts that was on the PBC side and then fight Terrance Crawford. So when Errol Spence pulled up on Crawford, that wasn't nothing to the motherfuckers that's been fucking with me and fucking with us. That wasn't nothing new. We already knew that he was gonna do this and do that. But this is what happened though. He told Crawford to his face, "I'm gonna fight Porter, get the WBC belt," which he did. "I'm gonna get Keith Thurman to get that WBA belt." That belt done been tossed around, and Keith Thurman lost the other belt. You know what I'm saying? But Errol is going to pursue that belt now, that WBA super belt, which your Danis Ugas has, and also as of recently, Errol has subliminally made a vow that he going after Crawford like he always said. That you next, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't never said that he ain't gonna do the fight, and he always told me consistently. I asked him, I said, "Errol, man, you gonna fight Crawford?" "Yeah, I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna make that fight happen. I'm gonna make that fight happen for the people, you know, but I'm gonna do this first." And I, like I said, I don't have no problem with it. But but what the fans is not looking at though, they're not taking into consideration that Crawford, if he really wanted the fight to happen, if Bob Arum really wanted the fight to happen, if ESPN really wanted the fight to happen, and they can eradicate politics, there is a price tag for Errol Spence to bring Errol Spence onto ESPN. Errol Spence is a very, very high commodity. Listen, man, Showtime paid Floyd Mayweather $40 million a fight, bro. Guaranteed. Some fights he made 70 on the back end. Okay, because they wanted that fight to happen. They wanted him. They really wanted him. They wanted his fights to happen. They wanted to do business with him. When Errol Spence have put himself in a position to where he have an actual home base, he sold 47 to 50,000 tickets in his home. He's done 3 successful pay-per-views. He has a big following. He has the internet analytics. He is a bona fide star, and he has the right to ask for compensation. And he gave them a ticket to get compensation. You understand what I'm saying? And so when Bob Arum said after he got that ticket, he was like, "Nah, we ain't doing it." And I want to say this. Now, I know Bomac. Bomac told me that ESPN had a blank check to bring Errol Spence to top rank at ESPN.
On your show, Black.
On my show. He said that publicly. On multiple occasions. Okay, not just once. On multiple occasions. Okay, and we're not dealing in what he told this person or partial truth in a newspaper or article and stuff like that. I'm talking about direct conversation and dialect with these people. You understand what I'm saying? And Bomac, a lot of people don't know this. Bomac worked out Bud ESPN deal. He did that. And everybody try to shit on Bomac. Motherfucker can't shit on Bomac. Bomac made Bud rich. He made him rich. He worked the deal out. Bud used to be with Cameron Duncan. Yeah. Bomac took over his career, and look at the difference. Look at the if you want to shit on Bud's finances, listen, and you gotta really analyze this shit to see what it is. Because if Bud is at PBC, okay, if he's at PBC, is he valued in the same manner? No, he's not. He's not valued in the same manner if he goes to PBC. He made a wise decision to go over there at ESPN and raise his value up and be able to call them guys out and say their name without fighting them and raise his stock and make himself look attractive because he's the bitch you can't get to. He's the one that you can't touch. He the one that live in the rival neighborhood with the big old ass. You understand what I'm saying? You can't get over there to her though. And that's where he's at right now. He is on a real high pedestal. And the fans want to see that fight. They salivating for it because they can't have it. They understand the logistics behind that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? You got Bomac fucking with me. The #1 Spence fan. We going back and forth and shit like that. This shit was orchestrated, homie. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at the whole logistics of the shit. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I just wanted to point that out. But now, you know, but when Bud get his deal, he get a chance to lead Top Rank in September of 2018. He make a decision to stay there for even longer. But they choose not to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's all I got to say. I mean, if it's anything that anybody asking or some shit like that they don't really understand, I need y'all to understand that a lot. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But what's your thoughts on that though, Black? Him saying that the fight is behind him now, though.
I think if the fight is behind him, I think he should retire. I mean, I made that shit plain. There's no need for Bud Crawford have done all he gonna do. If he gonna retire, I mean, he can't beat nobody. I don't want to see him move up to 154. I don't want to see him fight Jermell Charles. He a guy that moved up from 135. If he want to, you know, if he want to take that fight, if he want to do that, then that's fine. But I feel like if he's not going to try to conquer 147, then why do I need to see him at 154? If he not going to try to conquer 147, and Errol Spence is the fight that everybody want to see. If you running around here saying fuck fans and shit like that, well, fuck you. Get the fuck out of the sport. That's how I feel.
Seriously, bro.
You know, I feel like that. If you know, you gonna tell a fan, a motherfucker that, you know, a lot of these motherfuckers that get these network deals and shit like that, and they don't have to deal directly with the fans no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, well, shit, fuck you. You know, fuck me, fuck y'all. You understand what I'm saying? That's what that shit turned into when motherfuckers start saying shit like that in the public. Yeah. So, you know, I would prefer him retire, bro.
Yeah, because like this, Black, all right, every time he speak, he talk about, like I said, and I still fuck with Bud. I fuck with Bomac, but we ain't finna hold back. Now, when they talk about him, he talk about accolades and him being a Hall of Fame fighter. So if you're a Hall of Fame fighter, you should be worrying about filling up that motherfucking coffers and getting as much money as you can before you leave the fucking sport. And your biggest fight is right there. It's the next fight. Basically, you can go get Porter. You can go. I don't give a fuck if you don't fight Porter. Go fight somebody else. And then you got Errol Spence right there next with that man saying, "I'm gonna get this third scrap. We're gonna see who holding up the division." That's the science right there saying, "All right, I'm coming for your ass. I'm coming for your ass next." And you know it. You know it's a fact. You know, like you know it's true that Errol coming for him next, bro. And now you playing the $9.99 game. I got the last belt, $9.99. You ain't gonna get it type of shit. So I don't know what's going on, bro. You got your money. If that's the case, you got your money.
I want to say this. Let me say this, money. I see some of the brothers. I just looked at the chat real quick. Bud did not shortchange himself. Bud, like I said, Bud has been moved masterfully. Bud, listen, man. When he do fight Errol, he gonna make a bunch of money, and he's already made a bunch of money fighting guys that don't nobody that can't beat him. You understand what I'm saying? So in the career, from a standpoint of a career, shit, Bud have been moved masterfully. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all, and he getting guaranteed money whether he fight or he don't fight. You know
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying?
That's why.
So
Go ahead, bro.
no, so I'm just saying like now he not shortchanged. He did what only he could do. You know what I'm saying? He went over there to top rank and beat the guys that they put in front of him. And now he's in a great position to where he's already made a bunch of money, but he gonna make a big payday at the end. You know what I'm saying? And he trying to demand half the money out of something that he ain't earned. He took a back door to get to. That's why I don't respect that shit. I ain't respecting that shit like that. You can't trick me into that shit. And then on
Right.
top of that, especially when you don't respect my hustle, I don't respect yours. You understand what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
shit, we could just do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So shit, fuck it.
Right. That's like you go to hit a lick, Black, and it's your lick, right? You like Monty Ride when they got this lick. Just watch my back. You want that motherfucker come out easy as easy. Hey, nigga, you walk in, you come out, you got the bag. Ain't no way in hell you finna look, nigga. Here you go, bam. Kick a nigga that right on, bro. You ain't finna get no motherfucking 50-50, bro. Like, and you still finna hit a big ass lick though. It's still 40%. 40%, bro. You
That's
feel me?
major, bro. Do you know how major that is, bro? 40%. And listen, you know, that shit gonna be in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? The shit gonna be in Dallas. I mean, the shit if they fight this year anyway, it ain't gonna be in Vegas. Vegas ain't gonna
Right.
be back to moving. That shit gonna be in Dallas, man. You get he giving you his spot. Y'all, you already know that bitch gonna be 50% capacity, and you bring a motherfucker from Omaha. Y'all might can fill that bitch up.
Yeah, they gonna
That
feel that.
motherfucking fight, bro. That fight is gonna be huge, man. They talking about that shit as the biggest fight in boxing on every major sports platform. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? Well, I mean, 60-40 is huge.
You don't think the fight? You don't think the fight's gonna be in Vegas? You think that? I mean, they're
No.
having an issue.
He said if it happened this year, Kwame.
Oh, this year I see. Because I'm like, it seems like they don't want to, make anything in Spence's favor. So I would find it hard that they would want to fight in Dallas. But based on the whole COVID situation, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, and I'm gonna say this: big fights are gonna have to get momentum. Vegas gonna have to be, but I don't think Vegas is gonna open back up until May. Okay, and the people that's having the fights. Listen, I was in Vegas this past like a week ago. They're not doing no shows. They're not doing no shows. Like
Damn.
no shows. Like all them little like Michael Jackson the Magic people, the blue people, ain't none of that shit going on out there. None of it. So the shit so the people that's going over, I think probably May, they gonna I mean, I'm gonna say this: Devin Haney gonna open Vegas back up. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Haney is.
Yeah, he gonna open. He gonna open.
Tell us what the fuck ain't gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen. I
Yeah,
still think the fight is gonna happen.
yeah.
Go ahead,
So So I think he gonna open it back up in May. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna start seeing them fights. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's something that you're gonna have to massage back in. People gonna have to get comfortable going back outside. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Especially in these different areas. Like here in Texas, we don't give a fuck. We out here, no mask and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We some cowboys out here, but it's like in a lot of these other places, they ain't feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, motherfuckers ain't real crunk about going outside and shit. You
right.
know, so we're gonna have to see how that shit work out this year.
I think that shit should happen in Dallas anyway. Like it don't get no bigger than that. Like when you look at the whole situation, bro, you know the from the motherfucking ticket sales, you know what I mean? Like like that shit is gonna pop out, bro. That's the perfect fucking arena, right? The Cowboys Stadium, 67. Unless you go to LA, right? They got the second biggest. I mean, the first biggest motherfucking thing, but. Man, in Dallas, bro, you know, man, it's gonna sell out black as motherfuckers flying in from everywhere, bro. I'm gonna be at that motherfucker. And the way hell I'm missing that fight, bro. Motherfuckers flying from everywhere to finish that motherfucker off. So, man, I don't know what's up.
Bobek did tell me that though. He did say that though. Money. He told me that they weren't fighting in Dallas. He like vowed that shit. He said he vowed that they not fight. But you know, at this point, because of the COVID shit, if the fight happened this year, you'll be a damn fool not to have the fight in Dallas. I mean, even Oscar returning in Dallas.
In Dallas, right.
His fight is gonna be in Dallas. Canelo is fighting in Dallas in May, and I mean they saying he already done did 40,000 pre-sale tickets, which that can mean anything. But they saying I mean you would be a damn fool. The market is already open. Why would you gamble in the market, right? Because these markets when they reopen, they fresh, they unknown. You don't know what kind of response that you're gonna get. Like Dev, he from Las Vegas. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? He gonna draw a nice crowd anyway. But that's some home shit. That ain't necessarily people flying in and coming to see a fight, and then, with black fighters, it's a little different, man. You know what I'm saying? Earl done had 20,000 people show up to him during COVID, in COVID. I'm
Right.
talking about when COVID was on, and we had an event shit during that weekend. We had hundreds of people come to our event out there.
Yep.
The motherfuckers risk their lives to see Earl and shit. So just imagine when the shit is open, motherfuckers done been vaccinated and it's cracking out here. You understand what I'm saying? That shit gonna be, so we have to see the logistics. We have to see what motherfuckers what's gonna really be happening out here. You know what I'm saying? When it really go down. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Well, so what's if you had to put a percentage on the black of that fight happen, what would you say, bro?
Man, that fight gonna happen, bro.
That's gonna happen, bro. It's too much money for it not to happen.
I mean, Crawford talking shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you why I used to have a lot of respect for him and shit like that from the standpoint of him being solid. But this shit gonna happen, bro.
Me too, bro. And that's how I feel like right now. Like we fuck around with his family and shit, things of that nature. We go back and forth with their ass on some bullshit tip. But sometimes they let their ass get a little too disrespectful. You got to put their ass in their place. But with Bud, bro, like I say, when he talk, like he be putting his own foot in his mouth. I've been calling him out since 140. Man, I just went down the whole 140 resume, bro. The only motherfucking name he said was Keith Thurman. And when he came up to 147, that's the same name he was screaming was Keith Thurman. Because Sean Porter said he was on the phone, which I asked you, who you looking at when you come up? And you told him, I'm looking at the same person you looking at. And then motherfuckers was looking at Keith Thurman at that time, bro. The fight with him and Errol only been realistic for 1 year. The shit only been realistic for 1 year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
1 year. Errol got in the fucking crash and set out the whole motherfucker 2020, right? At the end of 2019, we knew the fight wasn't happening. Then he jumped in the ring, so we knew that was set already for January. And I said 2020, I was like, okay, we might fuck around and see them niggas in the summer or the fall of 2020. But the niggas got into the car crash, then fought in 2020. And coming back from the car crash, Buzz say he don't want him because if he beat his ass, then everybody gonna say it was the car crash. So now after that, both of you niggas chasing Manny Pacquiao trying to get the third scrap, right? You said you want Manny Pacquiao, Earl trying to get him. Pacquiao gets stripped for the title. Oogies get the motherfucker. Now that's the same title y'all was chasing. Now Earl for to fight that fight, it would have been the same as if he was fighting Manny Pacquiao, or if you was fighting Pacquiao, he got to fight somebody or you got to fight somebody, and then you motherfuckers still got to come together. So nothing has changed the course. Nothing has changed the course. So what changed your goddamn mind for not wanting this fight, bro? So I feel like it's just bullshit, bro. He just blowing smoke right now because he feel like he getting shined up by a motherfucker that's younger than him, but things of that nature. Because niggas' egos is a motherfucker in these streets, and that's all it is, a motherfucking ego talking. But we'll see, bro. We'll see, because if he pass up on this fight, he gonna look like an asshole, bro. He gonna look like an asshole. No matter what nobody say. Earl then just told us, man, I felt get this third scrap, and then we go get this money. And you sitting up for time out, you don't want it, and I don't know, bro. Dude, acting a little weird, bro. You acting a little weird.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You gotta keep the same energy the whole time, man. And I think Black Fife hit on some key points with the whole business and how he's been moved. Because he has gotten paydays for fighting a bunch of people that, basically were like between 7 to 10 to 1 underdogs. They were all guys that no one thought had a chance. Nobody at all, and he's getting paid for it. And I think he's a little spoiled at this point, and he doesn't want to have to, because he's the big fish in the lake, while Errol the big fish in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So he's used to everyone bowing down to him, and now he in a situation where now he gotta take the back seat. And I think it also hurts that it's a brother he have to do it with, because he don't have a problem doing it with no Manny Pacquiao. You know, I don't. Manny Pacquiao don't even have a belt, and Manny Pacquiao, from what I heard, and I have a really really good source on this, is that the Mikey Garcia Manny Pacquiao fight was damn near locked up, signed, sealed, and delivered. But Mikey Garcia, they offered Mikey Garcia $6 million, and he wanted 9. He wanted an extra 3, and they couldn't get the fight done, so they started to revisit the Crawford and Manny Pacquiao in Dubai situation. So I don't see Mikey Garcia passing up that type of payday, because I mean that's just negotiations. Business is tough, and you negotiate. But I can't see him passing up that type of payday, because I don't see anyone else Mikey Garcia can make that type of money with right now at all. After his loss, his stock has went down. So I just think at this point, Crawford just got to get out his feelings. This is me. This is what I would do. But listen to Black Fight Fan. It gave me a better perspective on how they're seeing things, which to me isn't really.
Hold on, Kwame. Hold on. My brother Omega, thank you so much, fam. Much love, much appreciated. My brother ABN and my brother Mr. Shelton, I appreciate y'all, bro. I seen y'all. Much love, much appreciated, family. Omega, you already know, champ. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Kwame.
Yeah. For what Black Fight Fan is saying, it's like, okay, well, I guess if you're able to get a deal where you could get a bunch of easy fights and make top dollar or make good money off getting these easy fights, now you got to take a tough fight. Now it makes sense why you want to get paid so much, because you was getting paid top dollar to beat people that people already thought you was going to beat, so you can't come out saying making up all of these false narratives about you wanted to fight these people before you even got into the division where you're on record. See, because that's the great thing about social media and the internet. We can find the receipts, and the receipts are showing something completely different to what you're tweeting. 100% completely different. So me personally, if I was Crawford, if you really want the fight and you see that you've had an issue getting top fights and you hired an attorney before the Brook fight and filed a grievance with Top Rank because you aren't happy that you're not getting the fights that you wanted, then maybe this is what he's doing. I don't know, but why not force Bob Hand and just say make the Porter fight, and then your contract is coming up in October, and get up out your contract.
A condo. Appreciate the love, my family. Much love, much appreciated, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he when he look at the situation, bro, like I don't even like for him, for the simple fact that we know that the shit coming to an end. I don't even want to I want to believe that. Oh, he trying to play games to get to October. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then make a fight so he get all the money. But the way he be sounding, bro, like the shit he's saying, I can't even believe that. I can't even believe I'm just trying to play this nigga out and did it, because Bob really don't give a fuck. And I ain't saying like he just don't give a fuck like it ain't nothing. But the way Bob was talking about, like he don't give a fuck. Like you ain't gotta try to fool me out of shit like that. If the fight gonna happen, the fight gonna happen anyway. Like if your contract is coming to an end, you know what I'm saying? Bob can't stop shit. He can't stop shit. Period. So if you got one more fight on the contract, and if it's Porter, if it's somebody else, what he gonna do? If you don't re-sign back with him, what can he do? He can't do shit. You're a free agent. I mean, you paid your debt to the contract. Handle all your obligations and shit like that. So what the fuck can he do to you? Nothing, bro. Nothing. What I'm looking when he talk, bro, it just feel like a little salt coming from him. Like I know people will be like, oh man, y'all doing this. Nah, bro, we just breeding the motherfucker. Look at him at the last fight with Maurice Hooker. I mean, the fight is behind me. I don't care about that fight anymore. Like, why? Like, ever since Errol said, I don't know what he's doing at my fight, you know what I'm saying? I won't be at none of his fights. That's after he said, I don't need Errol Spence. Right. I don't need this. You know what I mean? So every action is a reaction.
Right.
But when you react to your shit, don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Toot your nose up like your shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? So, right. Man, it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Just some weird shit.
And it's just like you said, there's some salt there because, like the comment with Miss Boxing Baby saying with his little career,
Uh-huh.
you say these things, right? But how can you call someone's career little who making just as much or more money than you way earlier in their career? You know, how can you call their career little? They're fighting everyone that Errol Spence has fought since he became a champion, except for Ocampo, would be considered the best fighter that Terrance Crawford will have faced to date. Even, I mean, before Lamont Peterson got beat up and retired, but I'm just saying, all of those guys, so how can you call someone's career a little career when they getting money just like you, and they're in bigger fights. You can't call that a little career. So I mean, there's some salt and there's some jealousy, and I can't wait to see your video that you make
Oh,
because
I'm gonna break that motherfucker down to
because
the facts.
because it because it all, I mean, from what I can remember, and this is years ago, for the first time that a reporter had asked Bomac about Errol Spence, and he went on that rant about tearing him a new asshole and this, that, and the
I
third.
know my brother Kwame remember his shit, dog.
Yep. And then in that same interview, he said Keith Thurman would be a tougher fight. The same interview, right? So you start out with that, and I know Bomac got a big personality. He a solid dude, and he just got a big personality, and that's but his guy. So I get it, Then you roll into bringing up, because it cracks me up when I hear about these people online talking about Errol bringing up business in the media, when Bomac was the first person who brought up the business in the media when he said that Spence is living paycheck to paycheck, and we, our money is guaranteed.
On Black Fight Fan show.
Mm-hmm. He said he was living paycheck to paycheck, and they got guaranteed money. So that, to see, like, those two statements to me showed that there was a little bit of jealousy there, because certain things don't need to be said. You feel me? It's just like I just felt like there's a little bit of jealousy, because the reality is I feel like they have done and accomplished so much in the sport, yet from a status standpoint, they're not at the same level as Errol Spence. They don't get the same recognition as Errol Spence. And the fact also that we're even talking about them as much as we're talking about them now is because they are attached to Errol Spence. And I always say this to the people, for instance, in the chat that, come in here and take a side and, go on Buzz side. Y'all the problem. Let me tell you something. If you haven't purchased ESPN Plus and bought the Amir Khan fight, you part of the problem. If you ain't buy the Victor Postol fight, you part of the problem. Don't come in here defending him with your fingers and your thumbs. Support him with your dollars. Because if you want him to get 50-50, y'all should be buying his fights. See, because the thing is, they basically have the same fan base. Boxing is divided by culture. I don't really want to use the race word, but it is race too. Mexican support Mexican fighters, UK fighters support UK fighters, black fighters normally support black fighters. Errol Spence and Terrance Bud Crawford basically have the same fan base. It's the same guys going back and forth arguing over and over and over about this. But on the flip side, Errol Spence also has a Mexican fan base from being from Dallas. Because I was at the fight with him and Mikey. There were a lot of black people there. There was a lot of Mexican people there. And when I spoke to some Mexican people, they was just there to support both fighters because they may not have personally known Mikey, but they were supporting Mikey for the culture. But a lot of those guys who were in the trenches in the boxing world down there that were Mexican supported Errol Spence because he's hometown fighter and he has quote unquote somewhat of a Mexican style. So he has that fan base. And then also I've noticed numerous
but not only that, Kwame, Errol Spence came up in the Mexican gym. That was his first gym in the Mexican gym.
Exactly. And then you have numerous people that I've even heard that were from the UK that was at the Kell Brook fight, where Errol Spence won them over from that fight, from Kell Brook quitting and them being in the arena and watching the actual fight. So you listen, everyone has to, if you make a decision, you have to live with your decision. You decided to do what's best for your family. Terrance Crawford, I salute you in terms of getting your deal with ESPN. Not many people could say that, you know, they could sit in front of an executive and they get a contract like that and they not going to sign it. You seeing all them damn zeros on there for years and years.
Well, you got to remember this. Bo Mack walked in there and like Black said, he did the contract. Remember him talking about it, right? He was saying that Bud was going to be fighting 3 times a year, maybe even 4. You know what I'm saying? 3 or 4. Bud ain't been fighting no 3 or 4 times a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with that situation, who knows how that shit went? Who knows how it went? Or what he got on the front end, what was on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because by him saying, oh, we going to fight 3 times a year, and if I'm not mistaken, man, I'm trying to see people saying it like, damn, 30 for 11 fights, 30 something for 11 fights, or it was something. I'm about to go on Black Fight Fan Show and see though. Which people, we respected him on that, bro. Nobody dissed him for that situation. Nobody was pissed off at Bud or Bo Mack for going to get their money.
Nope.
Nobody's gonna talk about, oh man, or y'all signed that contract, y'all some fool ass fools. Y'all should have went with Al, this and that. Even Bo Mack said on the show, right? He even said, you know what, man, it was just bullshit. We want to build up the fight. It's bullshit, you know. I want both these young brothers to get as much money as they can. You know, that's where like, okay. So is that the reason why you were saying all the shit you were saying? Like really saying all the shit you were saying? But in our reality, bro, he said it for that situation, but he had a little disdain for Errol Spence for real. Like it's some little jealousy there with Bo Mack as well, bro. Because every time somebody says something about Spence and he don't like it, or he'll just snap right off the bat. Oh,
yeah,
you got Spence draws. Mm-hmm. Oh, you doing this? Like, bro, you can't keep talking that shit or snapping at somebody as soon as they say, like, he can be talking to somebody, cool. If you pick Errol Spence over Bud, oh man, you got on Spence draws, right? You got on this or that, you know. So it's like I just don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. But what Bud is doing, right? What he is doing, bro, he need to let that motherfucking ego go, because that type of shit there, it could potentially fuck up the fight. It really could. You know what I'm saying? Because if you send your ass, so you talking about, oh, you know what, it's over. I don't want no more questions about the fight. I don't want this. I don't want that. Errol Spence had the nigga just go sit around and be like, oh, well, let me see if this nigga playing, man. Or, right. You know, you heard this and that. Shit, okay, if I go whoop this nigga Uga's ass, I get this last scrap, and you talking about doing what you want to do, man, Errol might bounce to 154. Who knows, bro? He might bounce to one, because he already said he got 1 or 2 fights left right here at 47. He been saying that, like, I got a couple more fights. And this dude fit a bounce, man. He fit a bounce. So if Bud Crawford go sit up here, look at his biggest fucking payday, just go buy him. Because like Black said, you want to listen to the motherfucking internet, you want to be pissed off about that, or it's your ego, or you feeling some type of way, this, that, and the third. Come on, man. You done heard worse. You done heard worse than motherfuckers done worse, bro. You know yourself as a man. You know where you stand. You know ain't no motherfucking little boy in you, right? You know what people saying about you ain't true. You know what you're about. You know what you're doing. Whether motherfuckers want to give you respect for your resume or not, your resume is your resume. Your career is your career. You're a 3-time world champion. Yes, you are a walking Hall of Famer. Yes, you former undisputed. You all this shit, bro. Right? So why not get your biggest fucking payday? And this what you work your ass off for. You work your ass off for this big ass payday to get to this level, and you heard, and you talking about you don't want it because of a few fucking words, or have somebody said this, or have somebody making you feel, bro. You know what I mean? But you're supposed to be this big bad motherfucker, and you letting other people control your feelings or the way you think about your goddamn money, and you just had another fucking baby. You know what I mean? Credit, you got paper, right? You could be set for the rest of your life. Your kids could be okay, but you can never have enough money, bro. You can never have enough money. And with this paycheck that you'll get from Errol Spence, dog, that's your biggest fucking payday. And then after that, you still got more paydays. But why not go for your glory and get the fight that you said that you need to solidify your Hall of Fame record? Or if you win, to put you in that position with the Hagglers and the Hearns because you had your big fight. You had your big fight, and it was with Errol Spence Jr. You might can have that bitch twice, bro. But at the end of the day, man, the shit that he's saying, the shit that he tweeting, and people running with it, trying to make it like, oh, 999, Bud said the fight, and you hit it on the head, Kwame.
Mm.
The motherfuckers that's coming here that's supposedly defending Terrance Bud Crawford, y'all is the motherfucking problem. If y'all sitting up here talking about, well, Bud don't want to fight no more because Errol said this or the fans said this, man, you motherfuckers supposed to be telling Bud to take the fight.
Right.
I'm not telling Errol Spence not to fight no fucking Thurman. I want to see Errol Spence fight Keith Thurman. I still want to see that fight. That's still one hell of a fight. But if you're in a one fight away, you're in a position to be the motherfucking undisputed champion, and you motherfuckers running around here talking about, oh, well, we don't want undisputed no more because Bud said they took too long. Or Bud said they told him to get a belt. Or Bud said they told him this, that, and ain't glove up. Y'all got to be some fool-ass fools, man. Y'all got to be some fool-ass fools. But y'all to sit up here and y'all to say, okay, well, we want to see Bud and Pacquiao. Bud and Pacquiao ain't a better fight than fucking Bud and Errol. And Bud ain't going to make more money than he's going to get with motherfucking Errol Spence than he get with Manny Pacquiao.
Facts.
You feel me? So, and right now, even though Pacquiao is Pacquiao, he would get more respect and more clout if he beat Errol Spence and if he beat Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Facts.
And that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. But I don't know what's going on with him, man. But go ahead, Kwame. You can cook, man.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like he just in his feelings about the situation, and you got to get past that. And that's another thing I noticed from his camp, his family. It's like they could dish it, but they can't take it. You want to talk about a man career, you want to talk about him living paycheck to paycheck, then when motherfuckers say, well, I'm gonna make you stand in your words. If you don't need me, what the fuck you doing here? Then you gonna get upset about that? I mean, you gotta remember the shit what you said before that. You feel what I'm saying? So
Let him take his call.
Yeah, I mean, first thing is, I don't care. You gotta fight somebody. You gotta fight some damn body. And it can't always be a fucking money excuse every time there's someone who's not a 10-1 underdog. Right now, Sean Porter was on the Spence Danny Garcia commentating panel on pay-per-view. That was an opportune time for him to say, you know what? I want to fight Errol Spence again because I know that's going to be on pay-per-view. This guy said, I want to fight Crawford because I already fought Spence. He said when he's in the gym hitting the bag, he's thinking about Terrance Crawford. Mm-hmm. This man is sitting there now. You done said you wanted to fight all these guys, and you got a guy sitting there, and you want some Donald Trump shit talking about stand by. Like I don't understand that, and you can't have it both ways. You can't talk the gangster shit about how you want to fight everybody, and it's not about business. But then you got Sean Porter sitting there, and you talking about you trying to do other business. So which one is it? Because you gotta make the fans understand. At the end of the day, are you this warrior that you claiming that you are, that you ready to fight, or are you this great businessman? Because we need to understand it. Because I'm just seeing mixed signals. One moment you saying the guy got a little career, the next moment you showing up at his fight. One moment you saying you wanted to fight all these guys and the top guys, it don't matter whoever, and then the next moment you telling this person to stand by while you waiting on somebody. Can you ever tell me factually the first time anyone has heard Manny Pacquiao come out in public and say, I want to fight Terrance Crawford? Manny Pacquiao, does anyone have Manny Pacquiao, not his team after a fight saying, we may want to fight? I'm talking about Manny Pacquiao on the mic saying, I'll fight Terrance Crawford. So, I mean, if we understand Manny Pacquiao's looking for a payday so he could get out of boxing. He don't want to box no more. This is a fact. We all know this. So he's had enough fights. We ain't gonna say he's scared of nobody, but he know if he get in there with Terrance Crawford, he wants to be compensated to the point where he don't got to box no more. That's what's going on. So if you guys are going to chase that for forever, that's just a bad business plan to me. You know, so you got to either shit or get off the pot. Point blank, period. And you and your promoter got to be on the same page. Because if your promoter's coming into the division saying we don't want to fight any of these other guys that said Spence, and then you're saying you want to fight everyone, and then you ain't say, and then when you have the chance to say Errol Spence's name, you don't say it. When you're asked at 140, man, Max Kellerman asked this man at 140, we see a guy who's special. You said no, that's not the person. Then you saying at 140, this is the person you want to fight. So you know you gotta at some point. I think Terrance Crawford may need to. You need to do that video. He need to hear the shit he said, because the shit he typing and the shit he's saying is two different things.
Totally two different things.
Two completely different things.
Kwame, it's fucking Bernie. It's Bomac. It's his family. Like I'm hearing what Bernie's saying. I'm hearing what Bomac's saying. And when Bud talk, I don't hear Bud words, bro. He don't feel like that. Like they saying all this shit, bro. And he believe in that shit. Like he said that shit in this one little rant where Bernie said some shit. He come up and say that shit. He couldn't even say it right. He got the stuttering. I'm like, dude, that ain't even your goddamn words, man. You don't even believe that shit yourself, bro. And you just saying shit. And that's what fucked me up with Bud, because, and I ain't saying the man can't speak for himself or things of that nature, but I'm seeing him speaking other people's words, and if they ain't his own words, bro. So if it ain't your own words, it ain't your own feelings, dog. You just taking shit what you're hearing in your own camera, so you trying to make the shit sound good, and you lose track of what the fuck you trying to say. Like he fucked up and said he was the underdog, and most of y'all his fights at 140. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Don't slip up and say certain shit like that. Just be real about the situation, bro.
Facts.
Don't fake the people out. You know what I'm saying? You talking about how people don't know shit, and what has Danny done and what has Porter done for real, and this, that. So if I beat Mean Machine, so that make him a top fighter, trying to say, oh, so since Danny lost, that make no, that ain't gonna know since Danny lost. Danny is fighting the top competition. And even though Danny losing, even though he lost to Sean and Thurman, that was close fucking fights to where arguably Danny could have won the motherfuckers, dog.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That was close fights. So that's why you stay on that level. Just because you lose and people, oh, well, Danny Garcia lost. Y'all trying to big. It ain't that he lost and we trying to big him up. It's just that the man fought on that level and proved that he was on that level, right? Was on the level. Fights could have went either way. And he went out there and showed that he's a bad motherfucker. To what the point, okay, it ain't that you lose, it's how you lose. Right. Y'all are praising the O's in this Mayweather ass shit. That's why y'all here be getting fucked up at because you fought an undefeated fighter that ain't fought no goddamn body and can't beat a motherfucker Danny or a Sean who got losses, or a Thurman who got one loss. They can't beat them damn dudes, man. You know what I mean? They can't beat them, bro. So it just be so fucked up and mind-boggling, bro, because like I say, cats be talking. It don't even be them talking. But right now, the shit turns Bud Crawford on, bro. It's pure bullshit. The shit need to be addressed. People need to call it out. The people who talking about they do ride for Bud and up here, like you say, up here talking about, oh, with Bud moving on to where and moving on to who?
Facts.
I want to know. Bud is moving on to where and moving on to who? Because he ain't moving on to 154.
Yeah, that's my question to you, Monty, real quick. When you saying that, it's like, okay, you don't want that fight, so who else you gonna fight? Because you having a hard time getting opponents now. You had a hard time getting opponents in the past at 147. So if this ain't the fight, who are you gonna fight? Because let me tell you something, the only fight that I want to see that ain't Errol Spence between with Bud Crawford would be Keith Thurman.
Or Sean Porter.
I'd rather, out of all of them, I'd rather see Keith Thurman.
Yeah, but I don't even want to see Keith coming back because we know he be on bullshit. But right now, bro, the Porter just fought Errol. That's why I say when people like the way 5 years down the line, then want to compare somebody. Oh, well, he just fought him. Look how no. If you fight a man in the same year that man fought him, that's how I compare. Like, okay, shit, you fit or a fight afterwards, somebody get a win and you go fight him, then you can compare the performances, bro. You can't fight a motherfucker right then 6 years down the line when this motherfucker done got his ass whooped left to right, up and down, and then he's on his way out the door, then you can go fight him and say, oh well, I beat him better than he beat him. He gave him one. Man, that ain't the same fucking fighter, bro. Sean Porter is the same fighter right now that fought Errol Spence. Even though I had Errol win 8-4, me myself, right? Porter is still the same fighter that fought Errol Spence, that fought Danny Garcia, that fought Sean Porter, Devin Alexander, and so on and so on. He that same man, bro. The same man with a badass resume. Let's go out there and push your ass to the limit. And that's what Bud need to be getting in the ring with, bro. That's the fight his ass should be getting in the ring with. No if and buts about it. Like, you trying to get Pacquiao. Pacquiao don't look like he's going for you, dog. That shit would have been signed, sealed, and delivered before he went to talk to fucking Mikey Garcia or whomever else that he's trying to fight. Or Ryan Garcia. That if he really wanted to fight you, he will be fighting you. Pacquiao call the shots. He know what he want to do. And you gonna sit your ass around, he still ain't gonna pick you. He still ain't gonna pick you. But you want to show him the big fight that you do have right there, bro, that will make your ass upwards to $50 million. And you want to just talk about that fight like it ain't shit, or just blow it off like it's just dirt on your shoulder. Oh, y'all know I've been trying to fight these dudes for years now, man. Motherfucker, been trying to fight Pacquiao for years. So say that same shit, bro. Like, that's what, man. It's too easy to break them up on this shit, bro. It's too easy to beat this shit, and it's common sense, bro. It's common sense for the people that come here talking that shit. Like, we shouldn't even be having an argument. We shouldn't even be trying to debate about some shit that's just common sense, bro. Period. Red, what's going down, bro? Say, Bud don't want to fight nobody. Let's just tell it how it is, bro. He not going to ever have a legacy fight. But that's what he want, a legacy fight. Yeah. Errol had 2, 3, 4 motherfucking legacy fight with Kel and Mikey and Sean and Danny, right? But you want your legacy fight and you ain't doing shit to try to get it, bro. And that's the fucked up part, dog.
Yeah, that's one. You know what? And with Bud, his accolades are incredible. He accomplished what he has accomplished. But I'm gonna tell you this: I feel that whole comment about I could go to the Hall of Fame today. I feel that that's a weak ass comment to make, because as a fighter, okay, yeah, you were undisputed, but you fought Julius and Dongo to become undisputed, bro. Like, if you are the best and you say you want to be the best and you get in the ring and you know that the pedigree and the caliber of what kind of fighters are who, that Julius Ndongo is not a top tier fighter. This dude never fought in the United States. That's like a fucking Carlos Ocampo. Like, he's never. That's like Errol becoming undisputed with Carlos Ocampo. Because he undefeated. And then you say, because I accomplished it, I could go to the Hall of Fame today. But you would be lost in the Hall of Fame if you did that. Because 20 years from now, when people start to talk about the legends of the sport, the Hearns, the Haglers, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Robinsons, the Ali, the Mayweathers, when they bring up Terrance Bud Crawford, they can say, oh yeah, that guy was nice, but, and then they'll go through and say who he fought, and they'll say nobody. There's a different level of pedigree of fighters you're supposed to face when you get that pound for pound moniker. It's just like you have to prove to. Let me tell you something. I don't have him number one pound for pound. I don't. I have Canelo, and it's just tough because the Canelo thing with the clenbuterol. But the fact of the matter is, Canelo has because the whole undisputed thing to me is a little overrated. Canelo has went to multiple weight classes. He's fought fighters that we can name. If Canelo quit today, he could go to the Hall of Fame. And Canelo is a fighter that 20 years from now people would talk about. People could talk about his matchups. They could talk about how he lost to Mayweather and he got better after that. They could talk about him fighting a Mosley. They could talk about him fighting Nakoto. But because it's just like in sports with these super basketball teams, and people get upset that Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors. 20 years from now, when they're talking about it, he's gonna be a world champ. He's gonna be a MVP of the finals. That's just that's how they're gonna remember it. They're gonna look at Mosley 20 years from now. People are gonna look at Shane Mosley and say, "Oh, Shane Mosley was a Hall of Famer. Miguel Cotto was a Hall of Famer. This guy went up from 147 all the way up to 175 and beat a Sergey Kovalov." And I know it's all business and it's how people are moved, but the shit Canelo is doing is legendary. It is regardless. And then I mean, because I feel like Bud just need someone just need to take his phone from him this week. He just need to go on a retreat and get some meditation done or some shit like that. Because then you bring up the situation about the black fighters.
Nigga need to go fish some damn where.
Yeah, you bring up the situation about the black fighters with Canelo, and then when you take a look at his resume, he's in a worse situation than Canelo is with the black fighters. He's fought less and a way lower caliber of black fighter than Canelo has fought.
And that's why I told him. I say, when you come out here, you say this type of shit, just know they gonna come back at your ass and say, "Who have you fought? Where are your black fighters at?"
Yep. And I mean, the media got at him immediately after he said that, and I think I feel like that stuff bothers him, but the fact remains, and let me tell you something. Yeah, he may be able to. He has to retire if he don't fight Spence, because they're gonna force him into it because there's too much money on the line for that fight. There's too much money to be made, and we know the boxing business is dirty. You know, it'd be some type of scandal come out on him or something. He's gonna have to get out of his feelings, make the fight, and have some type of fair negotiation. And you got to eat a little bit of crow, because the same way Black Fight Fan can get on here and say that they did a great job with signing that contract, all the good that come with the contract, you got to be able to accept all the bad that came with that contract. If y'all was okay getting all of that money and not fighting people who are top people, and because that happened, you fought someone like an Amir Khan and didn't sell enough pay-per-views, that when it's time to negotiate with the biggest fight, you gotta stand on the decisions you made. Because it's not Errol Spence's fault that he's selling more pay-per-views than you. It is his fault, but as I'm saying, it's not his fault that you signed the deal that you signed. He could have signed with Top Rank, but he didn't. He signed with the people who could get him the fights. And he said, my dad told me he wanted to go with Top Rank because they were offering him a $200,000 signing bonus. You know what he did? He didn't take that money up front. He said he got a monthly stipend from Al.
As bad as he wanted to do it, too.
Yep. His dad said this would be better for your career. So people make decisions based on where they're at. So when you make your bed, you got to lie in it. I'm not mad at you for signing for $4 million every fight or whatever it is. I don't know the exact number, but that came along with a price. You wasn't gonna fight no damn body, and fans ain't gonna pay for some shit that they already know what's gonna happen. There's nothing exciting about that.
Coach say Bob Arum on Fred's show right now. We'll see what they talking about. He always be popping up over there, Coach. We'll see what he got to say this time about what's going on, because he probably don't say shit meaningful for Bud, because he probably fit throw Bud ass out the door. Shit, he probably done with Bud ass himself. Shit.
Do you remember? I don't know if it was the last time he was on Fred's show, but he got caught in a lie when he had came out a couple of weeks prior and said, you know, he spoke to Al Heyman and they want to make the fight, but it's Spence with these unreasonable percentages. And then Spence came out and said Bob lying. Then he went on Fred's show and Fred was like, "Oh yeah, so you just spoke to Heyman," and he said, "Oh no, I didn't speak to Heyman." But see, he he didn't know what the context of the question was. He had an honest moment. He was like, "Oh, I thought you." He said, "No, last time I spoke to him was before the pandemic." But you just said this shit like 2 months ago. So, there's just too much lying going on. There's too much capping going on. You know what? I'm just at a place now. Like, just announce a fight. Who you fighting next?
He ain't gonna make a move to Pacquiao. Make a move. That's the fucked up part. You sitting up here, y'all and Pacquiao control your fucking career, but they saying they're in negotiation. They having some type of talk. I mean, but who knows, bro? Who knows? Like I say, Pacquiao gonna sit his ass right there, bro, and who knows, man? Because if you wait for too long and Porter go pick some goddamn body, it's really gonna look bad for him.
Yeah. Allegedly, there's supposed to be some big news coming up. That's supposed to come from one of his family members about something getting announced. So
I seen Draco posted in your chat. I mean, in your
allegedly. So we'll see what it is.
Yeah, I got my popcorn ready to see. You know what I'm saying? I still got my popcorn ready to see.
If it ain't and I don't know. The funny thing is, I don't know if they can announce Porter because Porter right now has COVID. So, it's I'm just waiting to see what it's going to be. I'm just waiting to see what it's going to be. And to be quite honest, I don't want to see him fight Ortiz. But I mean, I'll watch the fight. But
Virgil Ortiz,
yeah, I mean, he's not ready yet.
Yeah, ain't shit. He ain't gonna get shit out that fight, bro.
No, he's not ready yet. I seen Ortiz face marked up from Hooker. Bud gonna take him apart.
He can go there and whoop that little boy ass all he wants to. He ain't getting nothing out of that fight, bro.
Facts.
For real. They don't even want to give him credit right now for the motherfuckers he beat. So when people look at Virgil, yeah, he up and coming, things like that. But he ain't really done nothing. He beat Maurice Hooker. I give him credit for that. A former champion at 140 pounds, but who was really picking Hooker to win the fight?
No one.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't the fight people want to see Bud in. You got a motherfucking solid fight right there with motherfucking
Porter,
and you ain't even making no effort to it. You talking about we'll see him after the Manny Pacquiao fight fall through. If that fight don't happen, then we'll come back and visit him. Come on, bro.
Shit, just go fight. I mean, I just don't understand how he's not tired of Manny Pacquiao. I don't understand that. How you tired of Spence, but you're not tired of Pacquiao? Waiting on that fight. He don't even have a belt. And the gangster shit about Spence is that once Pacquiao dropped the belt to Ugas, you ain't heard Spence talk about Pacquiao no more. No more. He's chasing the belt. He's chasing legacy. Because he know he gonna get a big payday one way or the other. The problem is, which a lot of people want to gloss over, is Bud signed a good deal, and the people who signed him to the good deal ain't making the money back that they were supposed to make off of him. So they're being tight with the money on all fights, and they're trying as hard as they can to recoup the money that they lost. And then with COVID showing up as well, that made it even worse. And that's just bad business planning. Because I said this before, you have Tank fighting before Bud, and they moved their date so they can have a gate. You had Spence fighting after Bud. They moved their date so they can have a gate. You have Bud fight Brooke, and they fought in a fucking bubble. No dates moved, no nothing. I mean, from that right there, I would know automatically that I'm just in the wrong situation. And then on top of them having them fight in the bubble, then they talk shit about him right after his fight, about how much money they lost to him and all this stuff. But you never see the same energy or the same salt towards those people who are constantly talking bad about him that you see towards Errol Spence. And to me, it's quite weird.
It's just crazy though, bro. But it's gonna come down to this, man. It's gonna come down to Bud understanding, which he ain't gonna understand, right? That you're in a good fucking position with the 40%, bro. Right? You worked hard, you work your ass off to get this 40%. And really, if you don't fight Porter, if Errol give 40%, it'll be really generous. You feel me? But if you're gonna be Porter, you really deserve the 40%. But man, understand the opportunity here. You got an opportunity to be undisputed in two fucking different weight classes, bro. Defeating Earl Spence Jr. at 147, taking all that notoriety, going into the Hall of Fame. What's to stop you from being, man? Listen, you beat Earl Spence, bro. You beat Earl Spence, Terrance Crawford. Your name is going to be up there with the big times, dog. Your name is going to be up there with the big times. You ain't just going to be no any Hall of Fame just in the game, bro. They're going to be mentioning your ass with the Sugar Ray Leonards and the Floyd Money Mayweathers and things of that nature, dog.
Facts.
Yeah, you can come back and get another big ass check, Kwame. Come back get another big ass check. You feel me? But he ain't looking at it like that. He looking at it as he getting punked by somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or the fans need to shut the fuck up because they don't know what they talking about.
Facts. Facts. Yeah, I don't get that, and that's one of the things I have to respect about Floyd Mayweather is when it was time when he knew his position and he understood the business. He understood that Gotti sold more tickets in Las Vegas. I mean, in Atlantic City. He wanted to fight. He wanted the notoriety. He took the split. He knew that fighting Oscar De La Hoya was going to put him on a whole nother level. He took the split. He didn't sit there and throw salt at Oscar or none of that. He took the split. But for some reason, in this situation here, the fans, and what I'll say is the Spence haters, because they ain't Bud fans, the Spence haters, for some reason, want the contract or the business to be different in this situation than it's been in every other pay-per-view fight and how they negotiate pay-per-view fights. Off sales, off buys, off viewership, off belts. Who has the most belts? You can have, listen, if you wanted that fight to be, if you wanted to have all the leverage or wanted it to be a 50-50 fight, then when you had all the belts at 140 and you was hot shit being undisputed, that's when you should have wanted to fight Errol Spence and try to get a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you just a WBO champion. That's ain't for no A-class fighters. No A-class fighters. We go down the list. Jeff Horn, not A-class fighter. Jose Benavidez, not an A-class fighter. He undefeated, but you take a look at Jose Benavidez' resume. The only noticeable name on Jose Benavidez' resume is Herrera, the guy that Danny Garcia should have lost to in Puerto Rico. That's the only noticeable name on his resume. Then you go from Benavidez to an Amir Khan, which that didn't do well. This guy quit in the ring after getting punched in his thigh. Okay. But this is a guy that was washed by Canelo 2 fights previous to that. Gets a fight with Phil LaGreco, who don't even box no more. Has a drag out decision with Samuel Vargas where he's dropped in that fight. And then you wind up giving this guy, not you, but your team winds up giving this guy close to $7 million while you give Danny Garcia a $3 million offer. And Danny Garcia knocked this guy out. This guy was washed up. This guy moved up in weight to middleweight to fight Canelo and then came back down in weight and then gets in the ring with arguably top pound for pound fighter. That's not an A-class fighter. Then you go to Mean Machine. People say, okay, well, that was his mandatory. Well, keep the same energy then.
Thanks, bro.
You got to keep the same energy. You know, when it was Ocampo was the mandatory, that was a problem. You got to keep the same energy. So now you got Mean Machine who gets in there, who comes off of a draw with Ray Robinson. But they want to defend that fight because they say it's a mandatory. But this guy fought to a draw with Ray Robinson. But then they have a problem with Spence fighting Ugas for a third belt when Ugas stopped Ray Robinson in a fight. So make it make sense. Then on the flip side, you go to Kell Brook. Kell Brook removed from 2 eye surgeries. And it's interesting. People say, oh, you know what? When Errol fought Kell Brook, and you know, UI and Keon went over that fight where Kell Brook had great punch resistance, where Kell Brook was coming forward in the fight against Errol Spence, took huge shots in that fight.
Gave you shots.
This guy, Kell Brook, give you all types of problems in the beginning of the fight. You switch southpaw, hit this guy with a punch that wasn't even a fully executed punch, and he almost fell out the damn ring. And you hit the guy in the same eye socket that Errol Spence busted up. But what do people say? Oh, but when he fought Triple G, he was a busted up fighter. But Errol Spence busted his other eye socket. You get in there. Another thing is when you take a look at Errol Spence, the amount of damage he took from Kell Brook, his eye wasn't getting ready to shut in that fight.
Mm-hmm. Had a little busted lip.
Yeah, he had a little busted lip and a little swelling on the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it is what it is. So, you know, here's the thing.
I mean, what was Bo McNabb saying about Brook after that? Like before they got the fight?
Well,
he won shit. You know what I'm saying? This, that about Kell Brook, all this other shit.
He went on the boxing voice and said all of that because they were under the illusion they was getting the Manny Pacquiao fight. They said we only want to fight guys with belts, either Spence or Pacquiao. They were asked about Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman was the one saying that he wanted to fight them. They said we don't want to fight Keith Thurman. You know, we ain't gonna get no credit once we beat him. That's what they said. Then they said Kell Brook. He said this is for Bomac. Said Kell Brook he's damaged. He's a damaged fighter. He's washed up. Why would we want to fight him?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they knocked him out, then they wanted all the credit for it. But they themselves know he was washed up. It came out their own mouth that he was a washed up fighter. Everyone knew he was a washed up fighter or a shell of himself because they put him in there with 3 cupcakes at 154. He had a one fight where he did
chocolate brownies, Kwame.
Well, you know, they like them pastries over there in the UK, so it could have been either or chocolate brownies and cupcakes. Right. You know, and he goes to fight those guys. He has a knockdown drag out fight with one of those guys, and then as soon as the WBC put him in a title eliminator to fight Charlo, he drops out because trust me, this guy knew that he was damaged. He didn't want to get in there with no big puncher like Charlo. Mm-hmm. He said, how does this make sense? You say that you can't make 147 anymore. I need to fight at 154. You're fighting at 154. You have 3 wins in a row. You're getting lined up for a title eliminator. And then you drop out and say, I want to go back down to 147. That don't make no sense.
Hey, y'all, we got 76 people in the bill. Let your boy get 3 donations. Show some love for the grind. To the ones that donated, thank y'all so much, family. Much love, much appreciated. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, man. It don't make any sense. So you go in there, you stop this guy. Who else is there? Who now what? Because none of these guys that I named are in the prime of their career, or if they were in the prime of their career, are A-class fighters in the prime of their career.
Let me ask you this, my man. He don't fight Porter. He don't fight Pacquiao, right? We know, like, Thurman ain't coming back, my man. I'm telling you that right now. If he come back, they say he come back for either Alexander or fucking Berto. So he ain't fighting Bud next.
Right.
Who could he fight, bro, with some substance that you could say, okay, I can respect that fight when you're looking at the landscape?
This is who I would say. A lot of people may not agree with it, but I would say Bruce Ennis. I'd give him his props if he took that fight.
That ain't happening.
I give him his props if he took that fight. And people can say what they want, and it's just my personal opinion. I don't see him winning the fight.
That ain't happening, bro. My brother Omega, thank you again, child. Much love, much appreciated, bro. That's why I love this dude, Omega, bro. Appreciate you, family.
Yeah, I don't see him winning that fight. I think someone with size, a boxing ability, slick, could switch like him, big puncher. I think it'll pose some problems. And I wouldn't have said that earlier, but after what I saw in the Kell Brook fight, the fact that he couldn't stop that jab out of orthodox position and he had to switch.
I'm going to the I'm gonna go to the motherfucking I'm gonna go to the division. You keep on. You keep cooking for me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's a fight I would like to see. And Boots already said if Sean Porter don't want to take the million, I'll take it. I mean, if you willing to fight in Ortiz, because here's what I'll say. I may say Boots don't have the big experience or whatever, but I feel Boots is better than Jeff Horn. I feel he better than Benavidez. I feel he better than Khan. I feel he better than Mean Machine, and I feel he's better than Kell Brook, the version of Kell Brook that we have. So
Thank you, my brother.
I don't see what the issue is. That's just me personally. I don't see what the issue is with that fight happening. He's another young, hungry fighter who wants a title shot. You know, they did it for Fernando Vargas when he fought Tito Trinidad.
Boy, that ESPN ain't shit. Well, here we go, mate. We got Errol Spence, Pacquiao, Porter, Thurman, Danny, Ugas, Virgil Ortiz, Jamal James, and Sergey Lipman. They got Virgil Ortiz number 8 now, bro.
Damn, I thought he was number one. Oh, and he was number one. He was number 2 in the WBO rankings, not in.
I'm talking about in the top 10.
In the top 10.
No doubt, Omega, big bro. Much love, much appreciated.
I would say
Brother Red Rap in the building. What's going down, bro? But wait a minute, bro. You talking about look? Sergey Lipnick for the fight Boost Ennis. Jamal James, he the WA regular champion. Virgil Ortiz just beat Maurice Hooker. Kind of weird. Dennis Ugas number 7. Danny number 6. Keith number 5. Porter, Manny. See, I don't put many. By them being political, they gonna put many there. I don't put many in a division. I look at him as being, the legend, and he on his way out to do a shit like that.
Right,
so.
right. But they have to do it because he beat Thurman.
Right. So he ain't fit to fight Earl. He not fit to fight. He trying to fight Manny. So I ain't gonna say not, but Manny and Porter 3 and 4. So that's there. Keith ain't coming back for him. Danny just came off a fight. Luke is about to fight Earl. Virgil T just fought. Jamal James is opponent right there. Sergey Lipman is signed up for Boots. So that means if Boots beat Sergey, he right in the top 10 now. So
yep.
Okay, so that's how they trying to play the game. But now, Jamal James, bro, what you think about a Jamal James and Turnbull Crawford fight?
I mean, I think it's a decent fight. I think it's a decent fight. I see Jamal James as being.
You sound like Floyd Mayweather right
there. I feel Jamal James is a decent fighter. I don't feel like he has the tools to beat Crawford though. I feel he's a decent fighter. No shot to him or against him.
12-round fight, right?
Like I said, whether people agree with it or not, I think the only person outside of a Keith Thurman or any of those top guys, a Spence, a Thurman, a Porter, I'm definitely not gonna put Danny Garcia in that conversation, because stylistically he's just all wrong. He'd have to catch Crawford with something hard. That would be about it. But I think
the way Crawford been fighting, he give Danny a chance to land that shot. It Benavidez and motherfucking Mean Machine and you know what I'm saying, Kell Brook can hit you, then he go hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Then he go hit him, bro.
Yeah, I would say the only person I'm really interested in seeing him fight if it ain't defense, and that's why I give Ennis a shot to beat him in that. That's exactly why I give him a shot to beat him.
I don't think Ennis beat Bud.
I think so. I think so. That's just me personally. I think he would.
Salute to God. I agree, bro. I think Bud is stopping too. I think he stops Jamal James. Look, we looking at Boots Ennis, right? And I like Boots Ennis. I like the power. I like the speed. I like the skills, right? But he ain't never been in there with nothing like Bud or Earl, bro. Like right now, will he have success? Yes, he will have success. But he's gonna have to show adaptation, bro. Like Bud showed adaptation. I just look at it as we don't know what Ennis is past 6 rounds, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him go that four. I think he went 10 rounds or 9, somewhere around there, where I seen him slow down. I seen him slow down, and then he played with his food a lot. And I seen he gonna play with Bud and him in the ring because them people that you don't play with, you got to take their ass serious. But I don't look at Ennis like, not saying he can't beat them. I think he needs some little time to beat them. But I just think them dude right now, they got the experience over him, bro. Because out of all them players he fought, he really haven't fought nobody on that level, right?
No, I agree with that.
But with that being said, when you on that level, you're supposed to go in there and make motherfuckers look like nothing. And Boots has been making them look like nothing. So I'm not taking away from his skill set. It's just when you do get in there with a motherfucker that you ain't stronger than, or you ain't faster than, or you ain't the smartest, how do you adapt? How do you adjust? And I guess we'll find that out when you fight Sergey Lipper next. And not saying I wouldn't want to see him fight Bud if it happened. But if it happened, I don't think he beat Bud, or I don't think he beat Earl right now. But he is a bad motherfucker though. I ain't taking nothing away from Boots.
I feel like the same thing with when Spence went to go fight Kell Brook overseas, and people said, like, who is he beat? He faced the old Bundu, or he faced Algieri, or a Van Herden. I feel the same way about Boots. I feel like he just needs a shot.
Now, Chris Van Herden was a top cat, right? Chris Van Herden was trained by Freddie Roach, but Freddie Roach didn't want no parts of Earl Spence. Then we look at motherfucking Bundu. I ain't gonna really say. I know he had beat Bundu ass, so I ain't gonna really try to put too much on Bundu like that. But he did just go 12 rounds with Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what people was looking at, and because Earl fight him after Thurman fought him a couple months or some shit like that, where he went 12 with Thurman. Earl got him out of there. Which I looked at that fight. It won a Sazmiel fight for me because they both beat him. You know, but he just got to fight that. Like I'm looking forward to the Sergey Lipper in this fight. I really am. You know what I'm saying? I really am. So I feel like it's a hell of a fight for him. So we'll see how this fight play out for him. But it's a hell of a fight for him to go out there and make his name on.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a little biased too because my heart is really. I'm from New York,
You're
but
from Philly.
I lived in Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I lived in Philly for a while. I consider Philly a home, so I'm a little biased in that regard.
He'll give Bud all he wants from Thrill. Yeah, bro. I ain't saying he won't have no success, Thrill. I just don't think he beat him, champ. You feel me? I just don't think he beat him because I do think he had like Boots. He'll get Earl Spence some little problems. He'll get Bud some problems. But once they start picking up on this shit and they make them adjustment, what Boots gonna do? Not saying he can't adjust,
right?
But I just think right now, I don't think he beat him right now.
He got a lot in his arsenal though, and also. He has size too. He's a lot bigger than people think.
Oh nah, Boots a big like when you start at 147, bro.
Right, he a lot bigger than people think.
Yeah, think about Bud started at 35. He had motherfucking 47.
Right.
Earl starting at 47. Well, Earl started at 54, but you know what I'm saying? When you starting at that motherfucking division, oh, you're a big motherfucker, homie.
Yeah.
You're a big dog. Like that nigga might end at 168. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, Boots a big dude though, and he's strong as fuck. And like Port ain't say I ain't going nowhere near that youngster for no reason.
Right.
It's just like what Andre Berto said about Earl Spence. I mean, you remember what Berto said? He's about, man, Earl is just he hungry right now, and like he just man, like they like Berto, when you get in the ring, Berto like shit, I ain't going nowhere near that hungry motherfucker. These young motherfuckers, they first coming up, feeling themselves, things of that nature. But the thing is this though, this is why I said, bro. Here I come in, I'm gonna sip the soda. The thing is this, like when I look at him, bro, and I look at Earl and I look at Bud, right? If y'all know anything about Lions gonna try to steal the pride, right? So they go praying on the old Lions, right? They go praying on the old Lions.
Right.
And the old Lions got the whole sitting around, got their little women and shit. They kill them, they take the women, they kill the kids, and now that's their pride land. You feel me?
Right.
But if they go fucking with that motherfucker in his prime, he can whip two of their ass at once. I seen this shit. So when we're looking at that situation, that's how I'm looking at Errol and Bud right now. They still lions in their prime, bro. You know, and Boots them, they them lions on the hunt. They going out looking for pride lands to take over and shit. And I just think it's too early right now for him or Virgil Ortiz to go try to, you know what I'm saying, hunt down the motherfucking Earl or Bud right now. Because both of them boys still sharp as fuck. They still strong as fuck. You know what I'm saying? They still hungry. It ain't like I ain't making it like they broke, but they still hungry. Of course, we know one of them still hungry. You know, so I ain't gonna do Bud like that. Bud's still hungry. You know what I'm saying they still hungry. So it's like, yes, you go get her as a scrap and you go hold your own. I just don't see them coming out with the W. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see them coming out with the W, bro. And what does that does for they mental part? But I ain't gonna say they ain't strong enough to bounce back. But it could, you know, it could fuck them up in the long run. You say how long? I'm not saying wait too long, bro. But at the end of the day, you feel me? Money words weighs tons compared to Bob over there talking bullshit over here. But I'm just looking at it as it's just gonna be down the stretch. It's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna be tough.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And now look, if they get the fights, I'm not knocking them. I'm not telling them don't go for them motherfuckers. If they get them, they gonna be some hell of a fights, and I'm gonna watch them out bound, whatever they want to do with the motherfuckers. But I just think Boots going at Sergey is gonna be hella good for him, and him going at Maurice Hooker is show him what he need to work on.
Yeah,
Virgil Ortiz. But Boots and Sergey, bro, I'm so looking forward to this fight because I do think Sergey Lipnitz can take Boots, you know, the distance. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying hopefully, but I believe he could. But if Boots going there and walk through Sergey Lipnitz, beat the fuck out of this boy, then I'm gonna say, okay, man. I'm gonna say, okay, shit. Hey, if you beat Sergey Lipnitz guys like that, and I ain't saying Sergey Lipnitz is on that level, but that skill set that you put on him, you gonna beat his ass. You beat his ass and work on him like you doing other Negroes. I gotta give that man his credit.
Yeah, I have a feeling I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen too.
Yeah,
I do. I mean, based on what I saw him, I think for the good. Yeah, I think he's gonna get stopped. Based on what I saw with Lipnitz against Mikey Garcia, and just seeing how another, because you know at that time Mikey is an elite boxer, but Mikey wasn't. You know, like he was an elite boxer, and it was a one-sided fight. I mean, Lipnitz put up a good fight, but it was a one-sided fight. No one had to guess who won. And Mikey also called out how he was going to drop Sergey Lipnitz before the fight happened. He said it was going to be with a straight right, and he dropped it with a straight right. My thing is, Boots is just a way bigger fighter with, I think in terms of hand speed, skill, and talent, I think his is superior to Mikey Garcia's. I'm not saying Mikey Garcia is proven, but I'm just saying from the eye test and physical ability, and for what I've seen so far, it looks like, you know, he's got the goods. Now it's all about, can he take a punch, how he takes a punch, you know, and we're talking about Ennis, but I got a feeling he's gonna stop Sergey Lipnitz. And Sergey Lipnitz didn't even look that great against his last opponent, but
Cussio played.
Yeah,
I thought Cussio put it out myself, but I wasn't pissed off at the draw. But I did think Cussio won the fight.
So I mean, but we got to see. You know, you could never count a person out. He has a whole training camp.
When you get to that level, you know that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be a good one, bro.
It's gonna be. I can't wait to see it. That's on the 10th. So we got what, 2 weekends? Not this weekend, but the next weekend. Trill Hill, he said Mikey beat Boots. No, I'm saying no. He beat Lipnitz. We're talking about Lipnitz, not Boots.
Yeah. But Miss Boxer Baby, I'm getting Miss Boxer Baby on the show, man. She be out there with Boots, chilling like a motherfucker.
That's what's up.
I got all the Devin Haney, Jamil Jamal info. I don't know what you mean by that, but we say all the Devin Haney, Jamil Jamal info. Mikey is right for the picking now. The right person will stop him soon at 47 because Jesse Vargas hurt him when they fought. Yeah, Mikey about to go get that Pacquiao money, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna cash out. I got a feeling Manny gonna beat his ass.
Man, I'm giving Mikey a shot though.
I would have given Mikey a shot before he lost to Spence, but since he's taking that loss, I mean, I heard he was concussed and everything after the fight. I don't think he's the same guy no more after that. I mean, he took a lot of punches, and that shit. They say it's sometimes better to get knocked out than just to get beat on for 12 rounds. You're getting beat on for 36 minutes.
Tell you,
Yeah.
I think Boots and Ortiz seen Bud vulnerable. They seen him get hit and almost knocked down. They think they see flaws, but it's different when you in the ring. Though it looked easy from the outside looking in. I think Boots and Ortiz seen, yeah, it's always like that. That's the force. They think you see shit outside the ring till you get your ass in there, and it's totally different. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? The shot you thought you saw, that motherfucker ain't there no more. So, yeah, man, we gonna see though, man. We'll see what Bud ass do. Bud out here though, man, like. We heard now, and that's what I like to say for me. When we heard, like we in this year, we're in 2021. Let's stay here, because when we get to going all the way back, and that's when motherfuckers want to say, "Oh, he said this, he said that," but then when we get to going back, we hating and we don't want to hear that shit. So
Right.
now we right here in 2021, bro, and we got the fight. But we know, like Errol Spence done everything that he said he was gonna do. If he say something on his tweet, he go stick to it like a man. This man said, and it's like Errol know this shit was gonna happen. Be like, okay, when I get this third scrap, let's see you holding up the division. Let's see this motherfucker holding up the division before you even got the scrap. He ain't even got the third scrap yet, bro. He talking about he don't want the fight. You ain't even got the third scrap yet. He talking about you don't want the fight. But the fight is this fucking close now. And not only that, the Bud fanatics. Oh, when the man said he wanted to fight him, y'all was saying this, that, and all this shit. But now that he don't want to fight him, look at y'all now. Listen, bro. First of all, when Bud was saying he wanted to fight Errol Spence, the man was being set up for another fight already. When Bud was saying he wanted to fight Errol Spence, he was saying he didn't want to fight. Oh, I don't want to fight him right now, things of that nature. So what the fuck has changed over that little period of time, bro? That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. What changed over that little period of time for Errol Spence coming back from a car crash, December of 2020, right? Fighting Mikey Garcia. You don't want to fight him because you feel like you're not going to get no credit, that people going to blame it on the car crash. Okay, he beat Mikey, showed that he's still Errol Spence. Both of y'all chasing Manny Pacquiao trying to get the scrap. The race to the Pacquiao. Leverage, you get the fight. Okay, you got 2 scraps, 50-50. Errol get the fight. He got 3 scraps, still 60-40 his way. The scrap changed to Ugas. You're not making no effort for the WBA scrap. You're not making no effort for the WBA scrap, bro. None. None whatsoever. So Errol got that locked in the bag. But now you want the Manny Pacquiao fight, and if you get it, kudos to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kudos to you, get the money. But what's next after that, bro? What's next after that? Because Errol Spence been fighting top fighters, then get to the point to where it's undisputed, and undisputed sitting over there talking about, well, nah, man, I've been trying to fight you. You know, y'all been saying this, get a belt. Y'all been saying, hey, Kwame, could you answer this one question, bro?
What's that?
How the fuck is they gonna tell him to get a belt when he got the belt his first time coming up to his first fucking fight? Look, now this sink in. He got the belt when he first came to 140, beat Thomas Delorme, he became the WBO champion. Then he got the belt when he first came up to 147, when he beat motherfucking Jeff Horn and was the WBO champion. So what the fuck is he talking about? Oh, they told me to get a belt, this, that, and all that shit.
Well, I think it was when Crawford was moving up and Spence was getting ready to, do his thing, and a reporter asked him about fighting Terrance Crawford. He said he need to, once he get a belt, we could fight.
We can fight, right? But never said once you get a belt, we can fight next.
Next,
like,
right?
Like, we can fight. We damn sure can get it in. Like,
and I think it also, Monty, is interesting that it's basic shit. Is it a fact that Errol Spence called out Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia before Terrance Crawford moved up to 147? These are facts that happened. And his last fight was with Danny Garcia.
That's coming in the video. That's coming in the video. That's because I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is how the video go, Kwame. I'm following Bud from 140 all the way to now, and I'm following Errol Spence from winning the title. No, not winning the title. It's gonna be like Yeah, it's gonna be from winning the title all the way to now. But I'm gonna put in why he didn't get the fights leading up to the title, right? Why he didn't get them, and I respect why he didn't get them. I'm gonna keep it true. I'm gonna respect why he didn't get them, right? Because they was title holders, and they was, Earl was a high risk, low reward. That's just the fact of the nature. He knew it himself. He knew it himself. He was a high risk, low reward. But watch when I break this video down, bro. Watch. It's gonna be everything to where can't nobody contest nothing. Bo Mac go be in there. We go go with the jabs. Have motherfuckers talking about, oh, this insult, that insult. Oh, I'm gonna break that motherfucker down so we can see how everything played out and how we get to where we're at now and why Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? Who said drop a link, Shayna? Oh, and why Errol Spence is deserve what he deserved and why he's saying what he's saying. He beat Danny after the crash, not Mikey. Who said he beat Mikey after the crash, bro?
Oh, I think you said it by accident.
Oh, my bad if that slipped out.
You meant to say Danny said Mikey. So
yeah, come on, you gotta be correct. You shouldn't be letting people. I'm fucking with you. I got the scoop. Can I get in? I know boxing 100%. Spence, Crawford, all boxing. How do I get in? First of all, Boo Robinson, bro. I only know who you is. To be honest with you, champ. You feel me? But man, Kwame been going for almost 3 hours. We about to get ready and rap and get the fuck up out of here. Let me let the man see what he's talking about. Give him a little shine.
Shoot the man the link. Boo Robinson says, Boo's not the next level killer. Devin Haney is. Let me on. I'll tell you why.
I don't know why I feel like this is one niche. For real. I'm gonna let the chat decide. Y'all want Boo Robinson to get on? Because I don't know if I trust you, Boo Robinson, whoever he is. You know what I mean? I don't know if I trust you, homie. Real.
He said smoke links.
Yeah, I don't know.
Buddy.
If this dude somebody real or you're a troll or you can get out here and say some stupid shit.
Well, you got the power to cut him on or cut him off.
Yeah, fuck my whole live stream up. All right, let's give him a shot, bro.
I'm just trying to follow. I'm trying to follow what this man was saying in the chat.
All right. All I seen was
big snack pack money. She just said he keeps shouting in the chat like Mr. Shouting. Yeah, bring him on, man. You're gonna have to come with some facts. You can't come in here emotional.
Yeah. I dropped the link, man. Come on, get your look.
There go the link.
2 minutes of shine. Click that link, Robinson.
Coming to shoot you a shot. Yeah, I don't see anyone else for him to fight Crawford. So I it's just a thing of I feel the fight's gonna happen.
Omega.
Oh, there go Omega. What's popping, Omega?
Yeah, I'm just here as security. That's all. What's going on, my brothers? This is Boo Robinson.
What's going on, Mr.
What's
Robinson?
going on, bro? You somebody for real, bro. What's going on, family?
Oh, ain't nothing going down. Hey, I got all the information. I got on a podcast with WC Sports about 3 weeks ago, and we had a hell of a podcast. It's called To the Square, and I come in like halfway through. There's two To the Squares on WC Sports, and I got in on the one that is like 338, and you'll be able to hear my commentate. We went for over 2.5 hours.
Oh no, it's all good. I would just make sure you weren't one of these little word trolls out here that be doing all this word shit once they get on somebody's panel and mess up their panel. But go ahead. You want to touch on something?
Give me a fighter's name, and I'll give you the whole scoop and what's really going on. But I'll say that Bud Crawford is number one in the sport. You got to remember, Bud Crawford is a switch hitter, and that's what a lot of people.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this: we ain't trying to get the scoop on no fighters or nothing like that. You know, we got a few topics that we touching on. You can touch on Bud and Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're talking about.
Okay, I appreciate that, brother. I'll say this. I'll say this. With Bud and Errol Spence, people don't realize. You look at Errol Spence, he comes straight forward and he throws hard punches. That's cool, but you got to realize he really doesn't have a lot of footwork because he's too used to coming straight forward. That's all Errol Spence does is he comes straight forward and destroys everything in his path. Now, mind you, I'm an Errol Spence fan, but Bud Crawford is my favorite fighter right now in the sport. And Bud Crawford has got a lot of skills. He's a switch hitter, and he can move well around the ring.
That's a fact. What's your thoughts on Bud? First of all, hey, if y'all on Facebook, I want y'all to click this link and go show love, to Sheena Boxing. Oh my God, to Lori Boxing Group. I almost called it Sheena Boxing Group. Show love to Sheena. I know I'm getting tired. Show love to Lori Boxing Group. Oh, that's my guy down there. Boy, I was finna boot your ass, boy. Show love to Lori Boxing Group. And Loyalty Promotion and Boxing, man. Y'all show some love, fam.
Hey, shout out to my co-host Drico Bay, aka Judge Mathis Jr.
Drinking the deal. Hey, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Let my man continue his situation. What you got to say about What you got to say about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford and Bud saying that he don't want to fight no more? Robinson, you there?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why he's saying he don't want to fight. He's saying he don't want to fight because it hurt his feelings when Errol Spence. They never put the fight together. It wasn't Bud Crawford's fault. It wasn't Errol Spence's fault. It was Bob Arum's fault. He's the one that held the fight up because he had Terrance in handcuffs on this contract bullshit. Promotion feels like, he don't want to take a 60-40 split. And as far as I'm concerned, really right now, Errol must be running because the fight should have already been made. I mean, Errol don't need the money. Errol's going to make the money anyway. So it's not about money. When you got multi-millions of dollars, you can't hold the biggest fight up in boxing. I mean, this is history. That's the biggest fight that can be made.
So let me ask you something.
Don't want to make money. My bad, man.
Oh no, go ahead, Omega. Answer the question, Omega.
I'm saying, you think Bob don't want to make money?
No, it ain't that. But Bob is the one that been holding it back the whole time. Bob's held a lot. See, Errol Spence.
You said Bob don't want to make money then?
No, it's not that. He. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of Terrance Crawford been calling everybody out. Terrance Crawford calling everybody out.
When?
But he ain't
calling everybody out when Porter been trying to fight his ass for that.
He wanted them fights.
What? That man got Earl tunnel vision. He want Pacquiao. He want Earl. He want Pacquiao for the next. He want Earl for the bag. His ass for the take that 40%.
No,
but ain't gonna be no fight, y'all.
I'm trying to understand this. Y'all trying to say Bob is not making the fight, and everybody know that fight is gonna make big money. So you saying Bob don't want to make big money? Make it make sense.
Facts.
Yeah, he's lost.
Don't just jump over that. Don't jump over that.
He's lost a lot of money. Terrance Crawford won it all in fights.
Won it all in fights.
First of all, let's get back.
Hold on, Robinson. Check this out. You saying he won it all in fights, right? But now this man Earl just came out and just told us, man, when I get this belt, we don't see you holding up the division. Y'all want to keep saying he wanted all those fights. He wanted all those fights, but you only heard that man calling out one name, right? And that's Manny Pacquiao. Yes, he said he wanted Errol Spence, right? When Errol Spence was for a fight. He wanted Errol Spence with Errol Spence. We already knew Errol was locked up for a fight, right? But when the fight was offered, right, they didn't want to pay what the man asked. They didn't want to pay the shit.
What
So
did he
now-
offer him? What was the percent?
Wait a minute. We don't know what the number was or what he gave. He gave Bob the number. Bob talked to Al. Al and Earl gave Bob a number. Bob said the fight ain't worth that much right now. He want to wait. Right?
Okay.
So, hold on. Wait a minute. Then we come back. They said they want Errol Spence. All this. Earl come out and say 60-40. Bud talking about no 60-40. Right? 50-50 or 60-40 his way. Now, you know, you got motherfuckers want to run with, he said 70-30, 80-20. I ain't trying to hear that bullshit. We know the offer was 60-40, period. That's the offer, man. And he's still talking about no, 50-50, 50-50. And not only that, the man just came out talking about, I'm done with the fight. Y'all talking about, you come here, the first thing you say, Boo Robinson, is his feelings was hurt. No motherfucking feelings can't be hurt. There's no grown-ass man in the motherfucking gladiator sport. Right? We're not trying to hear that soft shit, bro. This ain't for the weak. Oh, my feeling was hurt. Oh, my damn feelings hurt. My cousin did. But this ain't worrying about that shit. Hold on, bro. So you talking about feelings and shit in a gladiator sport where you get paid millions of dollars that you alluded to, or they already rich. Earl don't need. Okay, well they finna be even richer. And Bud don't want his biggest fucking payday. You don't want his biggest fucking payday. Like, come on, bro. Don't come here with the weak shit.
Okay, can I ask? Now, can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
Okay, since we talking all about money and percentages and splits, the first thing I need to know is who do you pick as the winner and your reason why you think that person will win. You got Errol or you got Bud? I need to know that first.
No, we ain't talking about who gonna win is irrelevant. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's where you let that shit go. That's irrelevant. We talking about what man deserves and what the next man deserves. It don't matter what's going to happen. When you talk about business, we don't know what the fuck will happen inside the ring. It's two different things. What's going to happen in the ring, going to happen in the ring. We talking about business, that's the business side. You get the business straight before you go into the ring. That's why we saying we giving Bud Crawford a shot at winning this fight. I got it as a 50-50 fight. I got Errol Spence winning the fight. But if you ask me, could Bud Crawford win this fight? You're fucking right, he can win this fight. When it comes to the business side, it's not close. It's not close, bro.
Put it like this. It's a 50-50
show ain't close.
Everybody, just for the conversation, everybody says it's 50-50 in the ring. Now, let's talk about the business.
The business is what's holding it up. That's what people don't understand. People think just because that man is a businessman, y'all think he's scared to fight Bud? Y'all think Bud's scared? No. What's gonna happen is the boy go come to agreement. Earl go whoop that boy ass. There's gonna be a lot of soft ass fans that ain't gonna buy the rematch. That ain't gonna buy the fucking rematch because he gonna expose that motherfucker in the first fight. Excuse my language.
Exactly.
There's no.
That's what it look like. That's what it looking like.
There's no way he. There's no way he could beat Bud Crawford. And
bro, you talking about switching and he gonna switch into some shit. Let me explain something to you. When he fights Southpaw, he'll look defensive. I mean, when he switch to Southpaw, he be trying to bang niggas out of shit. That's when it becomes comfortable. He might not even bring out the Southpaw against Errol because he knows that. Let me explain it to you. You can't Southpaw. How you gonna Southpaw against a Southpaw that's the best at this shit? He gonna beat that boy's ass. Let me tell you what happens. He gonna jab that motherfucker face. Let me explain. He gonna be up 3 rounds to 0 while Bud while he's calculating getting his ass put, while the man still throwing jabs at a million jabs at his ass. And I ain't talking about like get his ass whooped like knocked out. I ain't gonna disrespect the man like that. For real with you, bro.
Then y'all want to give him a chance?
After about round 9, and motherfuckers gonna be watching the pay-per-view like, damn, he hit that motherfucker with about 340 jabs already. And where's the switching at? He gonna switch into some shit. That's what happened. It's gonna
let me tell this, bro. Hey, Mr. Robinson.
Beat the ass.
Mr. Robinson,
if he couldn't knock out,
Mr. Robinson, hold on, Mr. Robinson, you better say something with some substance. You better say something with some substance, Mr. Robinson. Hold on, bro. You better say something with some substance because they throwing tomatoes at you and they ready to boot your ass right back into the chat room.
Hey,
go ahead, Mr. Robinson. Go ahead. I ain't gonna tell y'all. You talking
the same Mikey who fought a defensive fight after round 2 to 10? You talking about that Mikey? That Mike Bud ain't gonna do that. Bud gonna be trying to bang off principle, off ego, because he know deep down, man, I ain't finna let this motherfucker out dog me, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he gonna get out dogged by the dog, just like he out dogged Porter, the motherfucker in Cleveland dog pound out dogged his ass. He gonna whoop that boy's ass.
Hold on,
Big
Spence.
Machine had
Hold
his
on.
ass on doing the stanky
Hold
leg,
on,
bro.
Spence.
That's 218 dance.
Hold on, Spence. Let Miss Rosa go. I'm gonna let you go ahead, Mr.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it, bro.
Okay,
Come on, Mr. Robinson neighborhood.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and respond to that. The first thing you was wrong about when you tried to make it like it was a one-sided fight. That's impossible because they're two very good fighters. The second thing you was wrong about, talking about what Errol gonna do. Errol only knows coming forward. I already told y'all that. That's all Errol can do. Let me finish. All Errol does is come forward. Bud is a multi-dimensional boxer. He's a mover, a boxer, and he can switch. There's no way Errol just comes forward and beats Bud up. That's impossible. That ain't even close to being right.
You done woke up, coach. You done woke up, coach. Hold on, Spencer. Hold on, Spencer. Omega has something first. After that, go ahead, Omega.
So you saying Errol, all Errol did was come forward with Sean?
If Errol couldn't knock out Mikey and he couldn't knock out Danny Garcia, he don't even want no smoke with Bud, and I guarantee you that. And I know boxing.
Who's knocked out Mikey Garcia? Who's knocked out Danny Garcia?
Hold on.
Go ahead, Omega.
That's what Bud's scared of. He's scared that Errol won't knock him out. He's gonna beat his ass like he did Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia.
He's going to outbox him, my man.
He's gonna embarrass him.
You know what Earl do? That motherfucker Earl is like a chameleon. He like to beat motherfuckers at their own game. It wouldn't even surprise me if he come out there and switch up on Bud ass. Like, what you want to do? What you want to do? What's up? I got this left hand too.
Let Coach get up here. Go ahead, Coach.
What's up, Coach?
Hey, what's happening? Hey, man, I think it's gonna be a good fight when they make this fight. Huh?
Go ahead, Coach. I was talking.
I think it's gonna be a good fight when they make this fight. It ain't gonna be a walk in the park for either one of those guys. But he sit here and he talking about Errol can only do one thing. You didn't. I watched Errol when he was way before he even turned pro. He can do everything. He can box. He can bang. He's stronger than Terrance. He's bigger than Terrance. That's a disadvantage for Terrance. He goes to the body like nobody else. Terrance never had nobody go to his body like Errol gonna go to his body. Now, does Terrance he's put on the weight the right way? He's put on the size the right way. You know, he's a very good fighter and a very hard puncher. The problem with Terrance is he lose focus sometime and he get caught. And if he get caught and get hurt, like he did against Gamboa and the way he did against Mean Machine knocked him down, that happens with Errol. Errol gonna get on him and he ain't gonna stop.
Facts.
So it's a very intriguing fight. I'm not gonna say who's gonna win.
You're right.
Errol because of Errol's. He has a chin. Number one. Number two, he's stronger and he's bigger. And with this guy, I forgot his name, who was just talking. What you don't understand is that the last 3 fights that Errol didn't have Blu-ray in his corner.
Thank you, sir.
He didn't knock him out. Every fight that he's had Blu-ray in the corner, they go down. And I promise you, he's with Blu-ray. Terrance gonna have a long night, bro.
A long night.
Okay, let me respond to that.
Go ahead, Robson.
My response to that is this. I'm glad you came in, Coach, because I can tell you know boxing. I like what you said about it's a very hard fight, very intriguing fight. I can tell you know boxing. And a lot of what you said is exactly right. The only thing I'm saying is if Bud would have fought Danny or Mikey, he would have knocked them out. If Bud fights Sean Porter, he's going to knock Sean Porter out. A lot of people don't know about Bud. If you notice, you look on the podcast and these comments, people that don't know boxing, they be hating on Bud, but they really don't know boxing. I can tell you know boxing because how you evaluated the fight. But I'm trying to tell y'all, Bud got skills. He's
now,
switch.
I'm gonna let you stick around.
I understand. Let me say one thing, man.
Go ahead, Coach.
Thank you, brother.
One thing I want to tell you is this. First of all, I don't care who it is in the welterweight division. They're not stopping Danny Garcia. I don't give a damn. I don't care who it is.
Thank you, Coach.
At welterweight. Nobody's stopping Danny Garcia.
How did Sean Porter stop him?
Hold on, stop.
Sean Porter
never stopped
What are you talking about, bro?
Now your ass.
Hey, the light-skinned dude beat up Danny Garcia. T. Porter.
Robinson, you just had your shot. Let me go, man. Now hear this out, bro. You talking about people don't know boxing. Now check this out. You talking about Bud is gonna stop Porter and he would have stopped Danny. You know, right? When you look at Sean Porter, his style of fight, and you say even Mikey Garcia, even Mikey is a tough motherfucker that know how to survive when he want to survive, bro. Right? Now you looking at Danny Garcia. Well, let me go, bro. Danny Garcia has been hit by Lucas Matisse. He was a hard-hitting motherfucker. Danny Garcia took Keith Thurman punch early. Keith Thurman got cracked, boy. He took his punch early. He cracked him. He stumbled him a little bit, but after that, you saw his chin hold up. You didn't see no dance moves or none of that shit, right? Danny got one of the toughest fucking chins in boxing. Like Coach said, nobody is stopping Danny. No, to me, I'm gonna keep it real. Nobody is stopping Sean Porter because of his fucking conditioning. His conditioning is just too damn good. Yes, Errol put him down, and Errol caught him with a hell of a shot. That's the same shot Errol caught in the bundle with and put his face in his dick. But you see Sean Porter jump back up, and that motherfucker was ready to go, right? So when you sit up here, you talking about, oh, Bud would have stopped him because y'all seen Bud stop motherfucking has been stopped already, or you seen him stop motherfucking Benavidez, who I give him credit for, but he had a situation with his leg where he stopped in the 12th round, right? Then he stopped Mean Machine late 11 or 10th, somewhere around there, right? And then he stopped Jeff Horn, who any motherfucker would have stopped. Anybody would have stopped Jeff Horn. So Amir Khan already been stopped. Kell Brook already been stopped. Y'all keep talking like Bud is stopping the 8-level fighters, and I give him credit for what he's doing. We want to see him fight Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, a Mikey Garcia, a motherfucking Keith Thurman or Errol Spence to see could he do those type of things with them, bro. But you telling me he didn't stop no fucking Victor Postal, right? He ain't stopped Victor Postal, right?
That fucking money.
So you
didn't even hurt him.
Yeah, so if Victor Postal, you telling me who I feel like who's on a higher, I ain't gonna say on the higher level than the competition, they fought at 147, but was a good ass fighter. You telling me go just come in here and stop fucking Mikey, Sean, and Danny because what y'all saying that what he doing at 147? If you put that, if you put that against the lineup that Buzz stopped against Errol Spence or Danny, they gonna stop them motherfuckers as well. In the same time, okay, you said to him, Kwame. In the same time, and you gotta put these same fighters in there that he fought at this time, like not the Kell Brook that fought Errol Spence or that fought motherfucking Sean Porter, the Kell Brook that fought motherfucking Terrance Bud Crawford, the Amir Khan that fought Terrance Bud Crawford, the Mean Machine, the Jose Benavidez, and the Jeff Horn that fought Bud Crawford. These dudes will do the same damn thing to him. But I'm not saying that to take credit away from Bud. You did what you did to who you did it to. But I think y'all go too far with this stopping shit with Terrance Bud Crawford at 147, bro. Y'all got to stop with that shit. But that's why we want to see him fight Sean Porter, right? Because I got money that he don't stop no fucking Sean Porter. I will put the fucking on the line, bro. Sean Porter. But yeah, go ahead.
Let me go real quick, Monty. Let me address Mr. Robinson. First off, when you come to this panel, we do facts over emotions. So it's emotional when you saying he gonna stop people that he hasn't fought because they haven't fought for you to say that. That's just basically your opinion. I have to agree with Coach on him stating that no one is going to stop Danny Garcia because Danny Garcia arguably has the best. If he don't have the best chin in boxing, he's top 3 of having the best chin in the entire sport. We've never even seen Danny Garcia wobbled. We've seen him punch.
Talking about stoppage. We're not talking about stoppages. We're talking about wins. Danny Garcia got what, 3 losses?
Yeah, but can I ask you a question? Have we what
talking about the losses?
My question is, you talking about the losses, but what opponent has Bud Crawford fought at the level of a Danny Garcia in his entire career? in the welterweight division.
What happened? What happened with Kell Brook?
Kell Brook, hold on a second.
Bud don't get no credit for Kell Brook.
No, he don't. And I'm gonna tell you why he don't get no credit for Kell. I'm gonna tell you why he don't get no credit for Kell Brook. First off, we all know this, right? We take a look at Lamont Peterson. We take a look at. Hold on, we're gonna take a look at Lamont Peterson versus Lucas Matisse and Lamont Peterson versus Errol Spence. It shows that you can be knocked out in the sport of boxing and live to fight another day, then be beaten up for 12 rounds or mashed up till you quit. So with Triple G, I want you to really think about this with Triple G, because I love when people talk about the whole Triple G and he was washed up after he fought Triple G, Kell Brook. Triple G was possibly the hardest punching middleweight fighter in the entire division. Everyone was scared to fight Triple G because of his power and his chin. How does a guy like Kell Brook, who moves up from 147 to 160, not get knocked down by a Triple G and not even be out on his feet by a Triple G? But all these other 160-pound fighters have. That's because they wanted to save Kell Brook's career and for him to have to fight another day, because they knew he still had a lot left in the tank, and they threw that towel in for him before he took any real damage. Kell Brook was never even out on his feet. He was about to be on Queer Street, and that's when they threw in the towel before that happened. So we take a look at what Errol Spence did to Kell Brook. He beat that man half to death until the 11th round, till this man got on his knee and quit.
No, that was a hard fight. He didn't beat him. They fought like dogs, just like Porter fought him like us, but he did end up winning, and he beat the shit out of him. But Kell Brook was going toe for toe. Errol Spence could have got knocked out.
Errol Spence could have got knocked out.
First of all, we never saw Errol Spence hurt in that fight. He took shots in the fight. He was never hurt. He was never wobbled. And the difference is, and Coach can attest to this.
Let me make this point, man. You can get it right back. Man, listen, stop talking about Errol Spence could have got knocked out. We've seen Errol Spence coming on strong at the end. But when you say Kell Brook, he beat Kell Brook into depression mode, into alcoholism, and that man was in a different state of mind. That's real talk. This ain't me just talking. Thank God he bounced back. But Kell Brook said himself, I went into depression and I started drinking. You feel me? So that's how you know. And that's not after Triple G. That's after Errol Spence, bro.
Exactly. And when I say beat him half to death, I'm saying yes, it was a competitive fight. Up into, I would say, the middle of round 6. From round 6 on, it was a one-sided fight. And right. Kell Brook slowed down, and he took a lot of punishment. He took a lot of punishment to the body.
Why he slowed down?
Because he took a lot of punishment, and that's what I'm saying. If you could get beaten up to the point, it's like this, right? You have a football player who tears his ACL. Yeah, he may get surgery on his ACL, but that don't mean once he get the surgery on the ACL, he gonna be the same player again. He might not be able to. It may be healed. The surgery may have repaired it, but it don't mean he can still perform the same way on the field. And if we watch the film, because I'm a person about watching film. If you watch the film with the Kell Brook and Terrance Crawford fight, Terrance Crawford was losing that fight until he switched southpaw. Towards the end of the 3rd round, his eye was already getting shut. And that quickly in the fight, and then also when he went into southpaw, and he timed Brook really good, but he didn't even throw a hard punch, and he hit Brook in the same area, the same orbital bone socket that Spence busted up, and Brook almost fell out the ring. People didn't even understand why this guy reacted like that to that punch, because he was already shot. He had no punch resistance from that old. Now, let me tell you something. I could speak on this because I had my ACL torn. I got it repaired. And I don't have a problem when I'm walking around, but when I try to do something athletic, I remember I was playing some tackle football and someone hit me. I felt that ACL. I felt it. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically the same thing. What you have to understand is these guys. Kell Brook had a lot of mileage on him, and I spoke about this earlier in this show. That Kell Brook, I know that Kell Brook knew that he wasn't the same fighter. His trainer didn't even want to be a part of this fight. That's a red flag. Carl Froch spoke on it saying that he was looking for a cash out fight. That's someone from his own country stating that he was looking for a cash out fight. He's not the same guy. All right. And then you got a fighter that clearly showed, because if anyone really watched boxing, you'll know that it wasn't the eye that was the issue for Kell Brook. That wasn't the biggest issue. It was the weight cut against Spence.
He spoke.
It was the weight cut, because by the end between
Brook, we can get Terrance Crawford smoked Kell Brook. We can get that.
No, he stopped him, but he didn't. Listen, he stopped him, but that man had significant damage to his eye early in the fight.
Okay, but who is the number 1 pound? I told you we can get past Kell Brook. He ain't nothing. Who's the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the sport? Bud Crawford, man. Bud Crawford.
I would say Canelo.
That can go either
I would
way,
say Canelo.
Hey, I got one thing to say.
Hold on. Spence, let coach go. You got the coach, Spencer. Hey, coach.
I got one thing to say. All right. I just watched Fred a little while ago. They announcing Bud fight this week.
They ain't say who it was.
He wants Bob Arum wouldn't say who it is because he said it's a big fight and it's gonna be on pay-per-view.
It gotta be Pacquiao.
It gotta be Pacquiao then.
Either
Thank you, coach.
Look at what's been said in the leaking. It might be Keith Thurman.
Thank you, coach. That's good info.
All right, let Spencer go. Go, Spencer. I'm gonna get my brother.
I love it if it's Keith.
I mean, I don't give a fuck if it's Keith, Porter, Pack. Now some goddamn body.
I'm gonna tell you, I might do a lot of trolling and shit, but I ain't gonna call it trolling. You understand what I'm saying? I just speak. This is how I really feel. You understand what I'm saying? When I be saying Earl go put that boy ass, I really feel like it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I haven't seen nothing. I haven't seen shit that tells me otherwise. Yeah, I know for a fact Bud and all this, but I just look at it like this is how I look at it, bro. I watch them both side by side and all that shit. Yeah, okay. But I compare the two, I see one. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the old adage. I don't remember who said this, but it makes most sense. You got two game-bred ass dogs on the leash. Then one happens to be 2 inches bigger and 30 pounds heavier. Who the fuck is you gonna pick? The bigger game-bred dog, bro. Now I understand that. Listen, when I say this, I'm not trying to disrespect Bud, bro. Skill-wise, I don't give a fuck. I got them on the same level. But one's a little bigger than the other one. Motherfuckers always talking about size don't matter in the fight. That's in a street fight. These motherfuckers are professionals. You understand what I'm saying? This big, strong, thoroughbred motherfucker who probably go bully this motherfucker. He gonna bully the bully. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Bud think he a bully in the ring, bro. That's why he try to act like a bully outside the ring. He can't bully Earl. Earl looked at that motherfucker like, dog, when I get in the ring, bro, I got cows and horses and shit. Bro, I'm gonna maul you.
Crazy.
Shit a game, bro. You think it's all that switch? Motherfuckers always bring up the switch. What the fuck does that mean? I know what it means, but what I mean is, what does that mean? It still didn't stop him getting rocked by that boy. Still didn't stop him getting rocked by Bean Machine. Still didn't stop him running for his fucking life post style. So stop playing with me, bro. Post style is a flat with the money. The same thing he just described. He described fucking post style. He follows you around the ring. No, he fucking don't. He gonna be sitting traps, jabs. He gonna be doing feints, all kind of shit. Have you watched the Earl Spence fight? I don't think y'all watched that motherfucking fight.
I've seen damn near all his fights.
That motherfucker throw a million jabs. He feinting his ass off. What is switching got to do with it? Okay, this is what Bud do when he loses. When he feel like he's losing, he's stepping up. That's when he switch. What does that tell you? He's not switching because to show hey, switch. Okay, I need another angle with this motherfucker. No, what's gonna happen is the motherfucker gonna come out for the dogs. He's gonna be losing. Like he gonna try to switch southpaw. He's like, damn, this southpaw is a better southpaw than the southpaw. Then all his fans gonna be online like. Then he waited till he was 34. he weighed 35. Bud reflexes ain't the same. When fucking Floyd Mayweather beat the hell out of Canelo, when he was 36 years old. Before y'all say, ooh, Bud not Floyd, but y'all got this motherfucker number one in the sport right now. Stop playing with me, bro.
No doubt. But Bud already said he ain't slowing down no time soon, so they ain't no excuse. My brother Drake, get on there. What's going down, big bro?
Brooklyn. No, man. I just want to add and piggyback off of Coach. Peace to the panel and peace to everybody in the chat. First of all, man, thanks for having me. Money Brown TV. You know I had to wipe my feet and smash the like button before I entered my bro's crib, but now I'm in here. Salute to everybody. I wanted to piggyback off Coach, and I wanted to say that to take all the emotions out and just go hand to hand. I think Bud will have to play Matador at first. I think it'll be. I haven't seen Spence fight off his back foot, so I can't say that just Spence is just this hellified all around boxer because I haven't seen him.
Exactly.
Maybe Coach has seen him display those talents, but I haven't seen him. So I'm just going by what I saw, and what I saw was Spence coming forward. I think that Spence. Speaking of his jab, Spence. Speaking of jab, I think that Spence has a lazy jab. He gets lazy at times. He leaves it hanging. And that's when Kell Brook created the blueprint on how to counter over Spence's lazy jab. That's why in the beginning, Kell Brook was countering with the...
Let him finish, bro. Y'all come like Spencer and Ross, chill out. Let him finish, bro.
Yeah. Taking all the, just taking all the emotions out. I think skill for skill. I think that Bud is more skillful of an all-around, skillful and all-around boxer than Bud is a more all-around boxer than Spence is. Now, who has the most dog? I would have to give that to Spence. You know what I mean? But I think lateral movement, Spence cuts off the ring better, of course. I think lateral movement and chin, lateral movement goes, of course, to TC. Of course, I would have to give Spence the chin. But other than that, man, I think that it'd be a good fight. And I think that TC would, in the beginning, he would have to stand his ground against Spence. And I think Spence can't throw anything lazy at Bud because Bud is gonna counter him, because I think Bud's a little quicker. So in the beginning, I think Bud has to really play. It's a cat and mouse. Bud has to throw it out there, use his feints, stay on his feet, get on that bicycle, as they say, and pump his jab as well. And he's got to confuse Spence with the angles, because Spence, I don't care what none of y'all say, Spence is cement. He got cement blocks on his feet.
Nigga, you tripping.
But he's able to cut off the ring. He's excellent at that.
You my co-host, so I gotta go hard at you.
Hold on, let me hit this with this one first. When y'all look at Errol Spence, bro, right? Errol Spence, he do a lot of praying, right? To where he don't have to really do all that moving for his defense. If Errol Spence want to move, he can move. He don't move as much as Terrance Crawford move. But if you watch Terrance Crawford at 147, he hasn't been moving like that for whatever reason. He just want to fight and show that he's strong and he got power for whatever it is. The thing about Errol Spence is when y'all say he don't got everything, Errol Spence can do it all just like Bud. He just haven't put it all together in one fight. He boxed Mikey, right? He outboxed Mikey. He was a hell of a boxer. He outbanged the banger. When y'all go back and y'all see Errol Spence when he fought my guy Ronald Cruz. And I think that's the first time Errol Spence went 10 rounds. That's his first 10 rounds. When you go see him fight Ronald Cruz, you'll see him displaying some of everything in that fight, bro. But it just come down to the fighters that Bud is fighting, bro. He's able to display everything in there with those fighters, right? If he get in there with a fighter like Sean Porter, a fighter like Errol Spence, even I think with a Danny Garcia, he's going to have to know what he want to do in the beginning. He ain't going to be able to do all that adapting, and he can box and then switch and things of that nature. Porter already told him, you better know if you want to fight me southpaw or fight me orthodox, bro, right? The only thing y'all see from Errol Spence is him coming forward, and y'all think he's just a dog. But the dude do way more than just dogging, bro. He do way more than just dogging. It's just how the fighter he fight, he just adapt to the fighter he fighting, bro. If I can press you out, then I'm gonna press your ass out. If you ain't forcing me to do something, hold on, Spencer, bro. If he ain't forcing you to do something, bro, then he not gonna do it. But when y'all see him against Bud, I think he's gonna bring more to the table than what y'all used to seeing. But go ahead, my brother Omega.
Hey, all I want to say is this. You can look at all the skills all you want to. I'm looking at people cap. When the man sit here and say he don't want to fight no more, I believe it. They let me damn know he can't beat that man. That's what I'm looking at. So he can have all these accolades, all he want to. The man say he don't want to fight no more. Hey, I'm not betting on the man to say he don't want to fight. It's over with for me.
Hey, I got a question for Coach real quick. Coach.
Hold on, let Kwame go. What's that?
Yeah, Coach, were you at the were you the guy that was in Oklahoma when at the hooker fight when they met up when Spence and Crawford met up in the back? Were you at that fight? The hooker?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He done made you a nigga, Coach.
Hey, he was talking about Kell Brook was coming over Errol Spence jab and he got lazy with it. It wasn't that. He has as much height as Errol Spence. He has as much. He's a little, might be even a little bit taller than Errol Spence. So it's easy for him to come over the jab. It's harder for Bud because he's a shorter fighter. But the thing that people don't understand is that Errol Spence's IQ,
he adjusted to that jab too, Coach.
Right. Errol Spence's IQ is very, very, very high.
High. Yep.
A lot of things that Errol do in the ring, regular people not gonna understand.
Thank you, Coach.
Just like when he's pinning gloves, that stuff that y'all don't see or notice. You know, he'll pin your glove to where he can get an angle or pull your glove down and hit you. He do different things that a regular person not gonna understand, and he gets to an angle to where you can't hit him, but he can pin your glove and then move your hand and hit you with something. It's just small things that he do that old school fighters did. If you really break down his fight, you'll be able to understand it and know what you're looking at. He does a lot of things that's very, very technical that most people don't see. But listen, I don't know who's gonna win this fight. I'm leaning towards Errol because he's bigger and stronger. But not to say Bud can't win this fight. Just like Money was saying, bro, he's a hell of a fucking fighter. Yep. But will he be able to? We've never seen nobody push Bud to the limit. Right. To where when you in that fucking ring and it's getting late in rounds and this motherfucker is constantly on your ass, in your face, can you deal with that pressure? We never seen Bud in that situation. We saw Errol in that situation. He was in that situation with Porter. He was in that situation with Brook. Yep. So it's a difference. And then we'll really see what Terrance is really made of.
Exactly.
You know what I'm afraid of with Terrance Bud Crawford and Errol Spence? Bud would punch with your ass, bro. He's notorious for punching with you. Like when Bud get into that dog mode, he will punch with you, bro. And like Drake said, I do give Bud a little edge on the speed. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. And I think when you punch it with somebody, bro, whoever get there first, because Bud got good fucking punch placement as well. He got good punch placement. So that's what scares me with the Errol Spence and Bud fighter. Because I feel like, damn, if they get the going right and they get the punching with each other, bro, and Bud punch with Errol and he timed Errol last first, I'd be like, ooh wee. I wonder what that sight gonna look like.
I agree with you on that, Monty. But I also feel like in that him also punching as well, how he gonna take the lick too?
Bring me back in.
If Errol get there first,
because we see here's the thing I'll say with the difference I'll see with both of these guys, especially on that end with defense. We've seen Errol take a big shot and not be wobbled, not have his body react in an adverse way, and we see Bud get hit with shots where his body acts in an adverse way. So I feel like, because I remember Errol said this. He said, "Me and Terrance Crawford, we're gonna get in there and try to kill each other."
Facts.
We saw it one time.
Larte.
Yep. Emmanuel Larte gave Errol a hell of a shot
at the end of the seventh.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. Hey, we got 66. Hold on, bro. We got 66 people in the bill. Let your boy get through donation, y'all. Show some love. Show some love, fam. But
Yeah.
go ahead, man.
Yeah. So I feel like it is gonna be a dog fight, and I believe I'm a piggy. I've been one of these people to say this, and I'm glad that Coach said this earlier. In order for Errol Spence to dominate Bud Crawford, he has to be training with Blu-ray. He has. I don't care what no one say. You see how Coach said there's a lot of things that the average person don't see with how Spence may pin your glove or something. There's a lot of people don't see that as well. Blu-ray play a very big part in Earl's full potential being in the ring. Earl done went out there and had fun and party, did whatever he was doing before he was going in there. That should tell you how special he is. He went in there with Sean Porter, where Sean Porter was at the pinnacle of his shape and everything, and went in there to me at 75 to 80% in that fight, and was able to fight a game plan where he was still able to beat Sean Porter. Now I'll say this.
I'm gonna get Blu-ray on too, Coach.
I honestly don't feel like Terrance Bud Crawford will be able to take the same type of shots that Kell Brook took. Those shots that Kell Brook took, big shots, bone crushing shots he took. Not because Earl don't have them snapping punches like that'll get you out of there with a quick snap. I mean he can, but he got them he got them bone crushing hard old man George Foreman type shots that just bust your ass up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
the body work was what did it from the beginning.
From the beginning. Yeah, and I think it's gonna come down to who could take the best shot, and it's gonna come down to who got the most dog. And I think with the whole Porter situation, we'll get to see some of that if they ever fight. But now with this whole thing with Coach saying it could be Keith Thurman, I'm excited because that's the one I wanted to see. Hopefully, if it is Keith Thurman, I'll be excited about that one.
Bro, I'll be excited for Thurman, Pacquiao, or Porter. Right? Yeah. I just want to fight one of those top three. Look, I got Bud beating everybody at 147 besides Errol Spence, and you do got a shot against Errol Spence. It's a 50-50 fight to me. I think Bud is that damn good, bro. He is the real deal. Can't take shit away from him. It's only when it comes to him and Spence and the fucking business side is where I got a problem with. And when Bud don't want to acknowledge that, that man worked his ass off and deserved, the 60% that he's trying to get. You'll never find me shitting on Bud. Like, I don't even show on his resume, nothing like that. Now, the video I'm about to put out on his ass is the video showing why Errol Spence deserved what he deserved and just to show people what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because people like to say, oh, y'all just be hating on Bud and this, that. Like, motherfucker, I supported Bud all the way since I seen him, bought the pay-per-view, still support him now, right? But it's just going to be facts on facts, bro, of why people say, like, why people that rap for Errol Spence say what they saying. Now, all the other bullshit people trying to discredit Bud resume and all that shit, I can give two fucks about that. Because you fight who you fight, that puts you in the Hall of Fame. And Bud did what he did to them people. It ain't that you beat them, it's how you beat them. And Bud beat the shit out of some of them boys that his skill level was just heard, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Money.
Huh?
I disagree with your boy tonight, though. With Black. I disagree with him. I disagree with him.
Oh, yeah, I seen that. I didn't know that was your thing.
Huh?
I didn't know that was your question when you said something about you said he should have took a chance on himself.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think that was not a good deal that they made because there's no way that he shouldn't be a bigger star than what he is.
Yeah. I agree with you, Coach. I think he should have took a chance on himself as well.
They took that money. They took that money in that deal. Just think about it. He's still under contract with ESPN, and he's still under contract. So if they put in a bid for this fight with him and Errol Spence, if they put in and make the bid on this fight, right? Bud gonna still get just what he get. He probably might make some money on the back end, but I don't know how it's gonna renegotiate the contract. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's already in place.
You want to get what's on that
contract?
What
he get from ESPN. But if he's not under contract with ESPN no more and Bob Arum,
he negotiated a bigger deal.
Right. And that was my point. I think that Bomac and them saw those dollar signs and they just jumped at it instead of him at least take a couple fights and go independent, just like Mikey did. Mikey done made way more money than he ever made when he was with Top Rank.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
And left and linked up with Richard Schaefer. And that's why he's still making the paper now, Coach. He's about to get a fucking Pacquiao. Well, we don't know if it's Pacquiao or not. But allegedly, between him and Bud, they the two front runners for the Pacquiao. But even if he don't get Pacquiao, Mikey's still gonna get big fights and get big money, bro.
Facts. Hey, Monty, let me respond to Aaron Jones in the chat. At 135, he put Errol is beating dudes on God-given talent, not Blu-ray. Nobody even know who Blu-ray is. I hate when niggas give credit to another motherfucker. Listen, we're not saying that Blu-ray. Right. Yeah, listen. We're not saying that Errol's not beating guys on talent. What we're saying is Blu-ray brings out his full potential in the ring. There's a difference. If you can sit up here and look at the Sean Porter fight and tell me that was Errol's full potential, then you fooling yourself. And I don't want to say you don't know boxing, but you may not understand situations. If all you have to do, there's again, we're gonna go over this again, like Blue Blood says. We go over facts over emotions, facts over feelings. If you want true facts, we got to look at the numbers. Ronald Cruz was the last person that Errol Spence before hiring Blu-ray. That was not a stoppage fight. After he hired Blu-ray, he went on an 11 knockout streak. After he stopped dealing with Blu-ray, the first time fight he did not have Blu-ray was for the Mikey Garcia fight. He did not get a knockout. The next fight was the Sean Porter. He did not get a knockout. The next fight was Danny Garcia. He did not get a knockout. Now, I'm not saying he would have knocked out all of those guys, but I do feel he would have knocked out Mikey Garcia if he had Blu-ray. And the other thing is, it's clear to see through his physique that his physique is not the same. For the time he stopped dealing with Blu-ray, there were no more steroid allegations with Errol Spence. When Errol Spence was training with Blu-ray, he was accused of using steroids all the time.
You got to take into consider he's having a problem with alcohol also. I'm just throwing that out there.
And listen, man, we ain't let me say this, bro. You got to give Blu-ray his credit, right? Because he is a strength and conditioning coach. Everybody who plays a part of the team gets their credit. Whether you the strength and conditioner, you the water man, the cut man, whatever it is, bro. Right. So it ain't that we sitting up here saying, oh man, Blu-ray made Errol Spence. No.
Exactly.
But even you gotta have that strength and conditioning coach. You gotta have it, bro, because it's gonna bring the best out of your ass. That's what's gonna help you get through those tough times. Because Earl told you he bullshit on certain shit. He told you, oh, you know what? I ain't do strength and conditioning. I ain't do this. I ain't do that. That little piece of shit in the sport of boxing, all that shit plays a part, bro. That's like a nigga saying I ain't running. Oh, I ain't hitting the heavy bag. It's like everything plays a part. You gotta have all that shit on point. So don't just sit up here and try to discredit Blu-ray. Now, I understand what y'all saying if y'all want to say, well, Earl Spence is Earl Spence. And you can't just go out there and just say, oh, this dude did. No, ain't nobody giving him credit. You just saying when he was with that man in strength and conditioning, right, it put him on a different level. And that shit is true because you keep a nigga in line. You going out there, you ain't overeating, you ain't doing this, you getting your ass in shape, you getting up, you running them miles. It's making your ass push that limit, bro. You pushing yourself to that limit. If you taking something out and you used to doing something and you take that shit out, it's going to show in the ring, especially in boxing, bro. It's going to show. You're not going to cheat boxing and get away with it unless you're Tyson Fury. You feel me? You can't cheat boxing and get away with it, homie. And he ain't even getting away with it. He getting his ass caught up. But don't get pissed off with somebody, you know what I'm saying, seeing something that they think can better a person. And you know what I mean? And it could be true. But you'd be like, oh, you giving the nigga credit. Ain't that you giving a nigga credit. You giving a nigga his credit that he fucking deserve, man.
He deserved that credit. And then also
look at that guy's body. It's Errol body. When he with Blu-ray, his punches are sharper, they're harder.
Yep.
His hand speed is faster. Right. That dude have him, and Errol even said it. Errol said it. That's why I gotta stop trying to do everything on my own. Errol said it. He said, I gotta get back with my trainer. Everybody recognized they warm up doing 700 push-ups. That's how they warm up.
Yeah.
So you can look at his body. You can look when he fought Algieri, dude. He was in the best shape I ever seen, Errol.
Facts.
Exactly, Shayna. Boo Robinson on that. They don't get on the bullshit.
And you gotta also say, Aaron Jones. I'm gonna let you go real quick. Aaron Jones. You also say so when Terrance Crawford fight Sean Porter, and the fight looked the same. Then what? He hasn't. This is what we talking about. You could make any comment you want, but it's facts over feelings, bro. Because they haven't fought, so you can't say he's gonna do the same anything. Until they fight, you got to bring up someone who's actually fought, and make a comparison. Not
wait a minute, Kwame. Errol Jones, don't say it's not that serious. Goddamn, like niggas up here just going at your neck or nah, nigga. We just answering back to your ass. If you want to show that passion in the chat, then you go get that passion on the panel. It ain't goddamn. Nah, it is that serious when you want to take a man credit away from him.
You need security.
Now, we already know. I don't have feelings for these. Come on, man. Y'all do a good fight, man.
I just think it's a 50-50 fight, taking all the emotion out. I'm a Spence fan, but I fuck with the Crawfords heavy. And I think it's a 50-50 fight. If somebody show up and somebody slip that day, I think TC is emotional. I think that if Spence hit him, he's gonna stay in that pocket too long and start slugging with Spence, and that's his Achilles tendon. That 4-2-3-1, that combination, it gets TC hit every time because he stays in that pocket one punch too long, and that's what it is. But as far as that goes, fighting off the back foot, Crawford can do that. It's gonna be. He's got the reach. He got 2-inch reach. I mean, all of that plays an effect. So to say that Spence is going to get in there and just steamroll, my man, let's not forget, man, that's arguably the pound for pound #1 undefeated, undisputed champion at 140.
I never heard of, probably two people, but I got it up 50 because I damn sure didn't say steamroll. It's 50-50 to me that I think Errol win. You feel me?
Right.
That's how I look at it. So I'm like you. So you might be 50-50, but you think Bud win. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody can look
Salute,
at that fight
Bumpy Thompson.
nobody can look at that fight and say, one man go outdo the other. When people say that, then I'll be looking at people like, okay, well, that's how you feel. But in my head, I'm like, bro, like Cole said, that's gonna be a damn good fight. That's why we need it. That shit it's gonna be a classic. Because both of them motherfuckers know one way, bro. They not fit it's not gonna be no flop. Them motherfuckers know one way. That's how to perform, bro. What Earl say about Boots Ennis when he said, I got a lot of tricks. What Earl say? I don't know about tricks, man, but I just know I can fight my ass off. You feel me? I know I can fight my ass off. And that's what they're gonna do. And Bud can fight his ass off, bro. You got two motherfuckers. What you say, Kwame? Was that you that say we got two game bred dogs in there? Or was that my man Spencer? So, we got two motherfucking game dogs, bro. They go at it once they go in there. You feel me? They gonna go at it, bro. But
and Eric Boughton, I think that Spencer's gonna have to stop. Bud. If it goes to a decision, I think that Bud's chances increase tremendously.
I disagree. I don't think it's going to be a stoppage at all. I don't think it's going to be.
I said for him to beat. If it goes to a decision, I mean unanimous or whatever, split this. I think Bud's going to outbox him, man. If Bud can stay in there for all 12 rounds, it's a problem for Spence, man.
I don't think so. See,
I ain't gonna say that because if it get down to the late rounds and Terrance's body been beat up. Then Spence gonna get denied. It all depends on how the fight goes. Yeah. Not just that. You gotta look at that's the only question. The only question I got about Terrance lasting is getting into the later rounds with Errol Spence because of the fact Errol Spence's pace is different from everybody Bud done faced. He never had to bite down, really bite down in a fight. He never had to do that against a guy like Errol Spence. And Errol Spence gonna either bring the dog out of Terrance or he gonna bring the curd out of Terrance. One of the two.
Let me say this, Drake. You can go. When you look at Errol, bro, and that's why we like y'all gotta really watch Errol Spence now, bro. Really watch this man. Errol Spence can fight in the inside. He can fight in the middle. He can fight on the outside. He can box and he can bang. Whether you want to say he got the best legs or the best feet, he showed that he can move his feet and he got legs by cutting the ring, right? Bud Crawford cannot fight in the inside like that, bro. He's not a good inside fighter. That's where he get caught up at because of his long arms. He need that motherfucking reach to hit his shit. But with Errol Spence, Errol know how to bend his knees better than Bud Crawford. He know how to bend his knees and he know how to shorten up his shots way more, especially in the inside, bro. When that motherfucker put his forehead in their neck and hook your motherfucker chin, he know how to get that outside. And his ass know how to punch from angles, bro. He know how to punch from angles. So y'all gotta really watch Errol Spence, bro, because he do a lot of shit that y'all be missing out on, bro. He do a lot of shit that y'all miss out on. But go ahead, Drinker Coach.
Oh, you just took what I was gonna say. His Bud inside game is fucked up. Like he's gonna have to really work and keep that matador and keep Spence at arm's reach and use every little tool that he got. You know what I mean, to get him. And as far as the body shot go, y'all really think that TC gonna stand there and let Spence bang his body? Really?
Hey, it ain't no letting.
Right.
That ain't no letting, bro.
You don't think everyone else who fought him said, "Hey, I'm not."
But everybody on the panel was saying what Spence is gonna have. TC gonna have to do with Spence. What is Spence gonna have to do for TC? Now,
hey,
come on, let's be 100.
Let me tell you how this go. Errol Spence don't follow nobody. He move when you move lateral, he move right with you. That's if you watch him hit pads with Derrick James. Derrick James move. Errol Spence is mirroring him everywhere he goes. So you don't have time to try to get around him. That shit is terribly difficult. How he gets to the body is when you try to tie him up, he's strong enough to where he don't let you grab him. He push your ass off of him. He don't let you grab him. He put his forearm in your chest and he keep his distance to where he can get to the body. He put that forearm up, he gonna push you against them ropes and he go to work. And if you square up, you dead meat. Now, if you turn to the side and try to back out or turn the other way and get out, that's all the chance you got. But as far as you just sitting there thinking that you're gonna go the whole fight without him getting inside, you're gonna have a long night, Jack. So you better learn how to fight on the inside, because he gonna get on the inside. I don't give a fuck who you are. He getting in there.
Right. But we got all pluses for Spence. But let's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, what Spence is good. Yeah.
I look at it like this. What he gonna have to do, bro, is be careful when he exchange with Bud, right? Because Bud, like I said, we gotta see if Bud uses legs, bro. If he uses legs, Spence gonna have to trap his ass. You got to trap him. And that's why I say with Bud not using his legs since he been at 147, what's the game plan gonna be? But he got to be mindful of the power. Right, Bud gonna have to try to get to the body of Errol Spence. You feel me? And he can't get caught up in just going forward. We can't get caught up in just trying to, bully Bud. You know what I'm saying? Because the little motherfucker is stronger than what we think. But physically, I think Errol Spence is more stronger physically. You know what I'm saying? But snappers on the punches, Bud might got more snap on the punch. You feel me? But he just got to keep your pace that you fighting at. Right? Don't get caught up in just going forward trying to bully him, which he's not gonna do. Because that's the thing, bro. That's what I see. Errol Spence is a smart fucking fighter, like Coach saying, bro. So it's just gonna come down to him just staying disciplined, doing what he got to do. Staying disciplined, doing what he got to do. But Bud got that reach. He got that reach, bro. If he can work his jab and find his hit and stay on the outside, if he can force himself to stay on the outside, right, and make that shit an outside game, that's gonna be Bud biggest, chance for him to win. And fuck around, making Earl make a mistake where he can catch his ass with something that can either hurt him or, have his ass discouraged out there, right? But I just can't see, just me, bro. And it's not being biased, just me seeing Errol Spence doing what he's doing. I just can't see Earl just sitting out there, like Coach said, bro, and not getting in the inside to get Bud ass, you feel me? So I just feel like, Bud will have to work on that inside game because it's going to the inside. Some of that fight will be in the inside, bro.
Yeah, I agree. What I disagree is that like, Spencer just gonna run right through him, stand there and just first time he hit TC, he just gonna melt. Like, I disagree with that. As soon as he hit him in the body, he just gonna melt. I disagree with that because you gotta bring ass to get ass.
Hey, we didn't say that.
Yeah, no one said that.
Bro, it's a big fight,
that.
man. It's a big fight.
Big fight, good fight.
Anybody gonna run through anybody.
Right.
Who was that on the panel? Somebody just said he gonna knock him. He gonna knock his ass. Who said that?
That was Spencer, man. That was Spencer ass. Spencer
okay. Oh,
They're
okay.
just a
Okay.
1% Texas Errol Spence fans. So you know how you go think.
Right.
But go ahead,
Yeah.
Omega.
Nah, I'm just saying, that's why I say it's a 50-50 fight, because it's a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
50-50. I mean, big fights is 50-50. It will
Mm-hmm.
make it a big fight. If it wasn't,
There you go.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
yeah. And
be.
another thing, like,
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
you don't have to sit still to get punched to the body, bro. Like Errol Spence used the body work like it's his jab. That shit is like muscle memory. That's what coach said. Like he don't nobody attack the body like Errol Spence, bro. Like that dude will attack the body. And not only that though, that motherfucker will shoot shots and let them land where they may. So that motherfuckers can hit you on the hip, on the head like this. Like, man, listen, Jamel Charlo is one hell of a boxer, bro, and one hell of a fighter, dog. If Jamel Charlo said Errol Spence hit him the hardest that he ever been hit, you know it's a problem, bro. You
Yeah.
know it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucking box from outside in, it's gonna be different, bro. But that's what make that fight. That's why we need the fucking fight. That's why we need it. That's why the people that's ride for Bud, that's so hard, don't need to be saying 999 now the fight ain't gonna happen. Hell no. You want saying nothing about the fight ain't gonna happen. You're just saying if we're being realistic, if this fight ain't happening next, if Errol Spence ain't fight this fighter, then who is Bud gonna fight? But if Errol Spence would have came talking about, oh, that fight is behind me, I don't want the fight no more, man, I would be on that boy ass, bro. Man, what you mean, yo? You know what I'm saying?
I think he was just trolling, man. He was just on some emotional shit, man, when he said that. You know, he want to fight. Man, they both got their egos is too big and they too street not to want that fight, man. You know what I mean? They've been calling each other out. Speaking of that as a segue, I know who TC is fighting next. And I want to tell y'all so bad who he fight next, man. But I was sworn to secrecy. But it's a big fight, man. It's a big fight.
I'm happy he got his shit. I'm happy he got it.
If it ain't Porter, I don't care.
I'll tell you what. No, never mind.
I mean, it's gonna get out.
I can't even say it.
I mean, this week here is there. So if they saying they announcing the fight this week, shit, we can wait. What, a couple more days?
Wait. I didn't figure it out. It's De La Hoya.
I was gonna say he coming back on Mega, motherfucker. Yeah, we got the Oscar De La Hoya
coming back now.
It's a little smaller than De La Hoya. It's a little smaller than De La Hoya.
I'm gonna mess with you, man.
We'll see,
and I'm a Spence fan, y'all. For the record, I'm a Spence fan, man. But I'm just optimistic, you know.
We Spence and Bud fans, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We Bud fans. It's just that we have to go against these damn dick riders that just make shit outrageous.
Exactly.
We Bud fans. Don't get it wrong. I like Bud.
Exactly.
That's why
Bud. We all
that's
like
why we
Bud.
never.
They done turned me into a troll.
I won a lot of money on Terrance Crawford against Gamboa. A lot. So I'm a big TC fan. I don't like how he moving. That's my thing. I don't like how he moving right now.
Like that.
And I don't think it's all his fault. But the whole fact of the matter is the way he's acting, you know, as far as him not wanting to make these other fights. You know, you should be fighting at the bit to prove yourself against a competition like Sean Porter or Thurman or Danny Garcia, because you know that once you get one of those guys under your belt, you definitely solidify yourself and you able to ask for a little more money. Now, is Errol 60-40? Yes, because of his competition and because he got 2 belts. And he's about to get a third. The competition that Terrance Crawford has faced at 147 is nowhere near what Errol has. It's nowhere near anything that Dan. Even him at 140, even though he became undisputed, his resume can't compare to Danny Garcia's resume. It don't come close.
Hey, Coach, that's why I'm so. I'm pissed off. They trying to shit off
Danny Garcia. 70-30. My bad.
Go ahead, Omega. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, if Errol Spence had came out the gate and said 70-30, it will be an argument. All this will make sense. But the fact that he says 60-40, that's reasonable. So what the fuck is why everybody there arguing about this shit? It don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I think 60-40 is reasonable. Salute Bumpy Thompson. Salute Omega.
No doubt, man.
Oh yeah,
Shouts out to, rest in peace to Drew Mack, man. Drew Mack came out. He was like, he should take it, but you can't tell him what to do. But when you look at Danny, bro, and you look at Danny's resume at 140 and at 47, but people always talking about, well, what Danny do at 47? Motherfucker only fight Errol, Sean, and motherfucking Thurman, right? Fought Paulie, fought Robert Guerrero. Damn. Robert Guerrero, right? Won a title from him. So it's like you can't knock him, bro. You can't knock Danny, even though he lost the fights. To me, like I say all the time, it ain't that you lose, it's how you lose. Motherfucker, Tommy Hitman Hearns lost to Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Marvin Hagler. He lost to the top of the top. Ain't nobody getting pissed off at that. Because he fought him. And then him and Hagler ain't even, look how long him and Hagler lasted before he got his ass knocked out. He still get praised for the fight. Danny
gotta fight the best to be the best.
Exactly.
And Hearns splattered. He splattered the ring. Splattered him.
Killed his ass.
Killed him. This the only sport where you take one loss and everybody will throw you under the rug.
Exactly.
Every other sport, you take a damn loss and then you go back next week on the next game and do your thing.
It wasn't like that.
That's that Mayweather effect, man. That's that Mayweather effect.
That's what it is, right there.
They got the praising that. Oh, bro, I never praised the never. Even with at Floyd, I fuck with Floyd so heavy he might go. I still never praised the I never praised the
I don't blame Floyd though. These motherfuckers got to damn grab their nuts and act like a damn man.
Hey,
Floyd
but see, that's the problem right there.
He was that good.
Y'all you can't even, but that ain't just the only thing. What these dudes don't understand is, boy, Floyd fought fucking 26 world champions. 26. People forget that Floyd fucking used to get in scraps, bro. It used to be wars when he was younger, boy. That motherfucker got it in. He wasn't no bullshit like he did when he got older. That motherfucker had wars, Jack. You understand?
And they act like Floyd had the biggest purse out of all this fight. No, that ain't true. He took less money to get them fight. He caught, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right he did.
Hey, do it all. Coach put me up on that fight. I went and watched that fight, boy. That was one hell of a fight. Barkley,
what's that?
Iran Barkley versus Duran.
Oh yeah.
That's a good ass
fight, bro. That shit was leather everywhere, bro. I'm like, God damn, how's these niggas taking these punches downstairs and upstairs? But
Iran Barkley came in there with that little African beanie on.
Barkley was tagging his ass though, man. But Duran was countering the shit out of his ass. That's how he was catched. Like that nigga be winning the whole round. He hit his ass with that big shot, boom. But then Duran has to bring it on too. Like that shit was far. That shit was.
That's how Duran beat Leonard that first time. Timing. Beats that speed, man.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Sugar Ray, instead of him boxing, he stood there in front of him and tried to bang. That's what happened with him in that first fight. Yeah. And then the second fight, he boxed the shit out of him and made him quit. You know, Sugar Ray had too much nuts. He was too, I'm going to show you, you can't beat me. That's what happened.
He wanted to beat his ass for disrespecting
that's going to be the problem. If Terrance Crawford get up in there and not box, that's going to be the problem with him and Errol. Because he gonna think he can bang with Errol and he can't because he's not big. Now don't get me wrong.
See, y'all always saying that. Y'all always saying what Errol gonna do. What if Terrance?
Hold on, bro.
Not like that, brother. Hold on. I'm telling you the strategy that he should use.
What if Terrance get in there and outbang Errol?
It ain't gonna happen. It doesn't. I tell you what. Put your money where your mouth is.
No, I'm a Spence fan. But I'm just saying, what if you can't just look at
Errol Spence, one of the best bangers in the game? It ain't happening.
If you're gonna be
the big picture, y'all ain't looking at the big picture. Y'all not looking at the big picture.
Go ahead,
you know how much money both of these cats can make?
But you know what they'll do? They'll pour all that money back for that pride that they got.
Bro. They can both make $100 million off each other. 2 fights. Why you ain't taking that fight? That don't make no sense. That makes no sense.
Talk to him.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the money. I don't give a fuck who wins the first fight, who wins the second fight. 2 fights can both put $100 million in both their pockets.
That's a fact. But this what I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. Don't make no damn sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
say
don't
this.
give a
Let me
damn.
get up out.
You
Go
can
get up
whoop
out of
my
here.
ass for $50 million.
Man, you can.
Shit.
Man, listen. I'll get in that motherfucker and try my best in a wheelchair for $50 million. Don't give a fuck.
Both of them get
Hey,
This
money.
what we're gonna
y'all
do,
peace
Omega.
out, man. Y'all
Yeah,
have a good night. Money,
my
as
favorite wrap it
always,
up.
a pleasure, my brother.
Always, OG, always.
Likewise.
This what I say, Omega. We just gonna wait after they both of them got a fight coming up, right? All we gonna do is
Think
wait
about it.
after this fight, and then that's when shit go get real. That's it. Like Earl gonna have your fight. You finna fight Ugas. Bud they gonna have his fight. Hopefully they both successful. After that, then we gonna see what's up, and then that's when we gonna make our. That's when everything gonna play itself out, and we gonna see if it's real or not. Because after whoever Bud fight, he finna fight. Y'all saying it's this big fight. Pacquiao, Thurman, whomever it is, it's a big fight. Earl finna fight Ugas. There's nothing else for neither one of them dudes but each other. I ain't trying to hear Earl like that's all I'm pushing for. And if these motherfuckers don't fight each other, bro, then that's what it is. But that's it. It ain't no fight for neither one of these dudes but each other after this fight, bro. But let me get some last words from y'all so we can get up out of here. Y'all, it's been going for 4 hours. I'm tired as fuck. You hear me? Let me get some last words, man.
Let me get on out here. All I'm gonna say though, y'all see Wilder and Fury the first fight. Y'all see Wilder and Fury the second fight. How much money it made? That's why the trilogy gonna make even more money. Think about Bud and Crawford. Bud and Errol. First fight, second fight, maybe a trilogy. That's so much money. But anyway, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I don't really even follow sport. Y'all have a good night.
Salute
all
to
right,
you,
thank
Omega.
Bro. Appreciate you, Omega, bro. Thanks for all the love you showed me, bro. Much appreciate
That's my guy, man.
Let me get some last words, Drake.
Man, I appreciate for having me on here, Money Brown. That's my boy, the Big Stepper. My co-host, man, Kwame. You know, we get it on over there too, man. To the chat, I salute y'all in the chat. Man, just that's it. Y'all have a good night, man. Keep it boxing, man. It's always a pleasure, man, to wipe my foot and come through your door, Money Brown.
No, you're welcome anytime, bro. Me costs us 2 costs around this motherfucker. You hear me?
Appreciate it.
Kwame, I appreciate you, man. Kwame rolled it out the entire 4 hours with your boy, even though I thought he was fit to drop dead on me over there. Kwame, let me get some last words, bro.
Oh, no doubt, man. Yeah, I'm a trooper, man. So yeah, I appreciate you too, Monty, man. You doing big things over here. We just trying to follow in the footsteps of those who doing it big. So definitely appreciate you. Appreciate the chat. And we be back at it, God willing, with another one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I want to thank everybody that came through rocking out with your boy. Everybody who showed love and donated is going to a good cause. I appreciate everybody that showed love, man. My boy Drake, I was looking for you earlier too, Drake. I'm like, what the hell, Drake? Away? I thought you would have came through this thing, though. You feel me?
Oh man, you know what? I was on the highway, man, and I just got off the highway, and my alert went off, and it said 2 hours and 50 minutes, and I said, "What? My boy been cooking that long? What is he talking about?" So
man,
I went in, tuned in. Yeah.
You know, it's always love, bro. It's always love.
Yeah,
you welcome anytime. But man, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody, man. Y'all know what it is. This your boy Money. This the NSBC movement. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You want to donate OG Money on Cash App, TreyAfter52@gmail.com on PayPal. If you can't, just tell a friend, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share the video. Y'all know what it is, man. Big dog status. Thank you, my brother Drake.
No problem, bro.